Okie doke, okie doke. Alrighty. Just gonna be set up here. I don't really have much time to like do the pre-show and all that. I'm gonna get right into it. I just need to be. I just need to get things set up. Okay. Oh, don't want to drop my flask. Okay. Got something here. One second. Actually, you know what? Give me like 5 minutes, alright? I'll put on like a song or something. Let's see. Here we go. Okie dokie. We have Mr. Pliskin, Ayo, Noctis the Human Slayer first. Actually, you weren't first, Noctis. I'm sorry. Alrighty. It has been 5 minutes. I'm just going to send the link. Just gonna send the link to some people. Let's see. And then I'm also just gonna send a link to the Chronic server. Yeah, okie doke. Alrighty, it's good to be back on here, fellas. Gotta get on with the show. I had a bit of a late dinner. Wasn't expecting that. Hoping to start a little bit earlier, but anyways, without further ado, let's get to the itinerary. So, ironically eating Chinese while watching. Oh, that's pretty cool. I just had Japanese food. So, our main headline, the food is poison. Number 3. This is the 3rd type of stream we did about the food, you know, how the food is fucking poisonous here in the West. Our first video, lab-grown meat is literally a scam by Evil Food Supply. Our next video, fast food employees warned you, goes viral on TikTok by Legion of Men. And for our regular cancellation, why not take it to the big guys themselves, huh? Big Food. I have no company particularly in mind, but I'm sure some will pop up in my head. Without further ado, of course, chat and Cashapp messages will be read between each segment, but if y'all say something good, I'll take a look here and read it. Let's see, where are we? Right. Alrighty, and of course, have my booze with me. Yeah, get that crack sealed. And, well, time to take my first shot of the night. I'm having a whole ass flask tonight, too. Woo! Oh, boy. That was more than just a first shot. I'm gonna get fucking drunk tonight, aren't I? Anyways, so our first video here tonight is about the rise of lab-grown meat. What is lab-grown meat, you might be asking? Well, it's quite literal. It's meat grown in a lab. For the leftists that might be in the audience, you're probably wondering, oh, maybe this could actually be good for dealing with climate change. And I'm here to tell you, first of all, no such thing, or at least there's no such thing as the premise that you're trying to go about when it comes to the whole climate change thing. Second off, it's actually going to make things worse. Anyways, let's begin.
There she is. There she is.
Sorry.
Tastes like a chicken nugget. Cheers.
It's really good.
Tastes like a burger.
My mind is blown right now. Like, the texture is perfect. The juiciness.
Dude, what the fuck is this shit? This looks like bread. It's like a weird textured bread with... I don't know. Guess I haven't gotten over that cough yet. But it's just... Look at this weird shit. Imagine believing in climate change, lol. Yeah, the thing is, the climate changes all the time, but the premise that these people are going with, we have to reduce our carbon emissions, otherwise we're all gonna die. Like, no, that's literally a depopulation scam right there, and quite a bit of the population has been fooled by it, unfortunately. Because people are stupid and fat.
Is there. Like, it's chicken. It's chicken. The stringiness, it's pulling apart. It totally mimics the real thing. And I would buy this. I would eat this. I'm eating it now. This is a thumbs up from me.
Oh no.
Chicken, 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 and chicken.
This is chicken, but not as we know it.
This chicken, though, is a little bit different. It was grown in a lab.
Cultured meat.
Lab-grown chicken.
A lab-grown chicken nuggets.
Chicken grown in a lab.
I know I saw a chicken McNugget earlier. If Mick Goyslop is doing this now, no, I'm no way. I mean, I haven't eaten that shit. I've been a year clean, almost a year clean of that stuff. No way. No way am I ever gonna eat fast food ever again. If the nuggies are gonna be made out of quote unquote cultured meat.
Regulators have approved the sale of chicken made from animal cells.
Lab-made animal protein from the company's Good Meat and Upside Foods is now clear for production and sale in the U.S.
Cultured meat, lab-grown meat, clean meat is identical to conventional meat at the cellular level, just grown in a lab. This lab-grown meat is not just a plant-based alternative like the Impossible Burger.
The cultivated meat will be grown in steel tanks using cells from a living animal, fertilized egg, or special band of stored cells.
Without environmental destruction, without diseases, without animal suffering.
We make...
Okay, so already the propaganda, not this video, but the propaganda that this video is using here, basically, I don't like factory farming. I don't think anybody really likes factory farming, and consumers are starting to kind of, you know, show that they don't. That's why people are starting to buy, you know, grass-fed beef, free-range chickens, wild-caught fish. Like, there's a market for it. And so, if you're economically aware of different alternative options, like buying your beef grass-fed, grass-finished, you know, where it was raised humanely, it's like, yeah, put your money to that.
Meat without killing a cow.
You don't have to kill a chicken to eat chicken.
Why are people making it?
Climate change.
It's better for the environment.
The environment.
It seems as though that the mission statement behind all of this is, hey, we're going to give you the taste of meat, but it's better for you and it's better for the planet.
Better for you, huh? Yeah, I highly doubt that. Once again, I'm pretty sure that guy either works for Big Food or got paid a big load of money from that lab-grown meat company. Gotta think about that. Like, who is pushing out the the product? Gotta look into that, guys. I'm not the greatest. You know, some people people do beat me to the punch on this because I'm not online all the time. But if the information does come out, definitely look into it.
Lab-grown meat just got approved in the US, and it is a giant scam. They say that lab-grown meat is gonna be cleaner, safer, and better for you than regular meat. They say that eating this will save the environment.
We conducted a study, and it shows that there's a risk that cultured meat actually might be worse for the environment in some situations than animal agriculture.
That it will save animals from getting slaughtered.
But the part that seems to be overlooked a lot is that step where they feed the cells the things animals need to grow. And traditionally, they have done that with something called FBS, or fetal bovine serum.
Dude, what the fuck? Or as Love and Light TV would say, the fuck? Noctis says, need to go back to hunting food. It just tastes way better. Yeah, I hear a lot of good things about like actually like hunting for your food. Like it's actually like viable. You just need to learn how to like skin it and all that, and you're good. Funnily enough, we used to have a book at the library that I work at that actually had a guide on skinning animals and, you know, harvesting the good parts of the meat. Let's see. Dr. Fourthwall, listening while I work. Also, I agree on hunting for food. Yeah.
It is derived from the blood drawn from a bovine fetus at slaughterhouses. There are literally people who are at slaughterhouses where their job is when a pregnant cow comes in to be slaughtered, they can be there to collect the blood from the unborn cow fetus by sticking a needle into the heart of the fetus after it is removed from their mother.
That it's just...
Dude, that's just wrong. What the fuck? I mean, I've seen this before too, and it's still like they're literally harvesting blood from baby cows just to make this shit. Jeez Louise. We have lost the plot. I mean, first we're killing our own fetuses, and now we're killing the fetuses of other animals. We're killing the unborn children of other animals. What the fuck? Let's see. Noctis says, I hunt my own boar and deer with my 50 cal, so I get entertainment and a free meal. Oh, that's based. Dr. Fourthwall says, good thing hog hunting is legal year-round. It provides me with an endless supply of pulled pork sandwiches. Yeah, that sounds awesome. Man, I that would be pretty cool, you know, hunting for my food. It's just the job that I want to go into, you know, librarianship or digital archives. I don't think that's necessarily gonna lend me a lot of free time to go out and hunt for my food. But who knows? Who knows? Things could change.
Just as healthy as normal meat, but the reality couldn't be further from the truth.
So you grew this chicken in these tanks behind us?
Yes.
Without ever slaughtering a chicken?
You could ask me that 1,000 times, and the answer is yes, yes, yes.
Lab-grown meat is chock full of antibiotics, cancer cells, and a bunch of other terrible things they don't want you to know about. But why would they tell the truth when there's billions of dollars flowing into this arena?
President Biden signed an executive order this year requiring federal agencies to support cultivating alternative food sources.
And when there's billions upon billions more to be made. So soon, you're going to be hearing more and more about lab-grown meat. These companies are going to be playing every trick in the book to convince you that it's better than the real thing. But just like every other artificial food that has been concocted over the past century, if you fall for it, you're going to end up sicker and more malnourished.
Oh, what the fuck, dude? I wasn't expecting an eye... Oh, wait, I expected this eye workout, but I don't know about you guys. Were you expecting an eye workout on top of my numerous ear workouts I have for y'all? But then again, you know, if Manic were watching, he'd be like, I'm about to nut! Kidding. I know Manic isn't into that thick of a girl. Lol, look at that reverse fupa. Yes! She's so fat. She's so fucking fat that even the fupa has a fupa.
Than ever. Welcome to Evil Food Supply. And this is the great lab-grown meat scam.
We're running out of time. Nature cannot pay that price anymore.
Enough of treating nature like a toilet.
Ah, the UN. Fuck 'em.
Now, the ultra-wealthy backers of these companies, do you think they're sitting down and eating this lab-grown chicken themselves? No! The super rich don't consume the same slop they push on us, just like they don't put their money in the same things they tell us commoners to.
I think this is a sponsor. We're gonna skip that, but I do want to comment on that. When it comes to the elites pushing anything that lowers our quality of life, don't buy into it. That's the thing. It's meant to make your life miserable. There's a reason why they want to take away the guns. There's a reason why they want to take away a lot of things. It's just so we're basically cattle. We're fodder. Let's see where you are.
With a day video.
Okay, there we go. We skipped the sponsor.
Lab-grown meat is a food manufacturer's dream. Think about it. Put yourself in the shoes of a big food company like Tyson, for example. Raising chickens is hard. You need a ton of real estate. You gotta feed the chickens. You gotta employ a bunch of laborers to care for the chickens. Oftentimes, you end up accidentally stepping on your chicks and killing your inventory.
No, I'm glad this is censored. I do not like seeing baby animals being killed. I hate it so much. I also just don't like this whole setup to begin with. I hate it. I hate it. As somebody who considered wanting a pet chicken, apparently they're pretty good for, I don't know, autistic people like me. So I don't like seeing this. I just don't like seeing this.
And of course, you're constantly getting smeared by animal rights activists for animal abuse. Don't worry, our next video is on America's love affair with chicken meat, so make sure you subscribe. But just imagine if you could print succulent chicken breasts on demand in a lab. Your costs would go way down. In fact,
sorry for pausing this again, but I want to add on that right now the technology that actually like prints this shit out is kind of slow, but once they refine it, oh, you bet your ass they're going to market the shit out of this. Oh, I grew up on a chicken farm. They're cute till they turn into a rooster and claw your arm. Yep. That does not sound like fun.
Your costs would eventually go to near zero. Instead of having to wait 6 to 8 weeks for a chicken to fully mature, you could have chicken meat just like that. And guess what? You will never have to worry about pesky animal abuse accusations ever again. So, of course, big food giants like Cargill and Tyson are funding lab-grown meat. It would be a dream come true. And if lab-grown meat ends up being completely devoid of nutrients, or if it's maybe even toxic,
welcome, Sartanar.
And
How's it
dangerous
going?
to humans? Yeah, well. Just like seed oils, the food pyramid, and every other artificial food that's come onto the scene over the last century, the masses will blindly buy into it.
I bet that the lab-grown meat, I bet that's also going to have a lot of like seed oil and other stupid shit. Don't worry, Satanar. This guy's actually this guy who's narrating the video is actually pretty based. He might be a little high pitched like myself, but pardon me. Anyways, but yeah, this guy does a really good job at exposing just how bad the food industry is in America.
And no one will realize that they've been duped until decades later. And so, big food conglomerates and investors have thrown a ludicrous amount of money at lab-grown meat companies. Good Meat and Upside Foods, the two companies that just got approved in the US, just got $267 million and $598 million respectively in funding, while Eat Just has gotten $464 million in funding. That's right, these three companies already have well over $1 billion between them, and they're gonna do whatever it takes to get you to shove their artificial meat concoction down your throat.
Wait, let's go back a little.
To get you to shove their artificial meat concoction down.
Look at these guys. Look at these guys who are just shoving this artificial meat shit down their gullets. Oh wow, look at me. I'm fighting for the climate, guys. We're so virtuous, guys. Oh my goodness. I love lab-grown meat. And as you can see, the source on this video right here could lab-grown salmon. What the fuck? Dude, salmon is one of the most farmed fish in the world. Like, what the fuck? Well, why would you want to grow salmon meat in a lab? It's a waste. Like, salmon breed like fucking crazy. If Splatoon is anything to go by. But seriously, look at these guys. There's no trapezius muscle. Their shoulders are not very big.
Down your throat.
Their arms, holy shit, my forearms are bigger than their arms. And I got pretty long fucking arms, too. But seriously, these guys do not hit the gym. They just look like, I don't know, beta faggots. I don't know. They're fellow whites. You crack me up, Satanar. Yeah. Oh, man. Beta fags, am I right? YouTube Scurvy is bi, so I could say that. They look a little oy vey. Hey, guys. Robbio here. Oh, look, guys, look, it's my lab, guys. Where you're going to be eating my processed, cultivated meat forever, guys. Don't forget to support communism.
Welcome to the Meat Lab.
You can eat in here.
Yes.
But I don't see any animals and I don't see any animal parts.
Well, that's the trick, right? These
Hey,
are the
welcome,
tissue
Garrett
production
Grant.
cultivators. We invented this sort of technology in order to grow tissue.
Is it safe?
Absolutely.
To make a delectable
Oh, we're gonna get into why this shit isn't safe.
lab-grown meat nugget, you'll need a few very special ingredients. Number 1, growth factors. Things like
boy.
sugar, amino acids, vitamins, and trace elements to give the meat everything it needs to grow. And you'll, of course, extract these factors from the cheapest food imaginable, soy.
Of course. It's always with soy. That's the thing. When it comes to, when it comes to big food, that's the first crop they always go to, and it's mainly because soy is a subsidized crop. Like, you actually gain quite the profit from growing it. So, not only are they going to try to extrapolate it for everything that it's worth, they're also going to try to genetically modify soy in order to, well, maximize their profits even further. That's just how big food works. Gempower says, what are we watching? So, we're basically watching how lab-grown meat is literally a scam. That's the title of the video. And also, sorry. Having a little trouble speaking tonight. I haven't done the streaming thing in a little bit. But basically, this video is going over what it's made of and why it's bad for you. Let's keep going.
And so they're going to need things like soybean hydrolysate to provide amino acids. And where do we get soybean hydrolysate from? Well, you get it from soybeans. And how do you get soybeans? Well, you plant these giant monocrops. And what happens when you plant giant monocrops? Well, you decimate the whole ecosystem.
But the problem...
Yep, I forgot to mention that earlier, too, about monocrop agriculture. So, if you remember back in, like, the late 1700s, early 1800s, when the Caribbean was first being settled in, there's a reason why Haiti kind of looks like the way it does. It's mainly because those, like, the French were so invested in, like, monocrop agriculture, sugarcane, that they basically just devastated the ecosystem in that country. That's a big reason why that place is a shithole, aside from corrupt government. Turns out when you're unable to grow different kinds of food or crop, that's going to fuck you up in the long run.
The problem with soy is that it has more estrogen than any other bean in existence.
Damn
No,
French.
seriously, 1 cup of soybeans has the equivalent amount of estrogen as 20,000 cups of chickpea.
Oh my god. Shit, No wonder why we're not supposed to be eating soybeans. Look, Scurvy likes the chickpeas, right? That's part of being part Middle Eastern. But I do not like soybeans. Soy's just awful. A cup of soybeans is, well, yeah, as much estrogen as this. Like, what the fuck?
If you don't know, estrogen is to females what testosterone is to males. Estrogen is what makes women women. But when estrogen levels become too high, especially in males, it can lead to a whole lot of problems like infertility, low testosterone, slow growth, shrinking muscle mass, and weight gain.
So, if you're an avid viewer of this channel like I am, I should... Oh, wait, this is on my other account. But, basically, if you combine the fact that the water is fucking tainted, you know, that the chicken is tainted, everything is fucking tainted here, you would be able to piece things together like it's nothing. All the estrogen, you know, the estrogenizing shit that's in the water and in our food is basically going to fuck up men. Why are they trying to fuck up men's growth? It's because they, you know, the three parentheticals or whatever, want to stay in power. This is all about maintaining power. That way, if the guys are stupid and weak, there's not going to be any kind of uprising.
So, yep, let's shove it into our
hey,
lab-grown
Shinobi.
meat.
How's it
Once your
going?
delicious soy plasma is complete, you'll need to add in your
Soy
animal
plasma.
cells. Because, remember, the goal here is to grow edible meat from just a few animal cells. But you can't just use any old regular cells from a chicken or a cow or whatever. That's because regular cells from a piece of animal meat, for example, just simply don't grow fast enough. Regular animal cells only multiply a few dozen times. So, yeah,
Alright, so we have a comment from Santunar about monocrop agriculture. Sorry about not reading this earlier. Monocrop agriculture is devastating for the local ecosystem. Diversified permaculture is a necessity. Exactly. And then we have a comment from Shinobi Wan. Being honest, men are those ones that actually make the world turn. Men make or break government. Thus, a weak boy will only make weak soy sauce. Noctis says, and you're not wrong on diversifying crops. There's another reason why seasonal crops were a thing. That's true. Like, I guess this is more so of a consequence of the advent of supermarkets, but yeah, it's like you're not gonna, in other parts of the world, you're not gonna have strawberries all year round. Strawberries are a summer crop. They're not gonna grow very well in the winter.
You're never going to get your lab-grown meat factory going with cells like that. You need a type of cell that will grow to infinity super fast. And you want to know what cells multiply super fast? Cancer cells. Think about it. Tumors grow fast and get out of control, which is why cancer is so scary. But that also makes cancer cells the perfect catalyst for lab-grown meat. But obviously you're not going to...
Yeah, they want you to eat literal fucking cancer cells. But scurvy, it's cooked cancer cells. That means they're not really gonna do anything to you. Yeah, the problem is they're still cancer cells. And if you're cooking a steak, you know, medium rare, good medium rare, that's how Scurvy likes his steaks, good medium rare. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if there was still like some remaining activity from those cancer cells.
Call them cancer cells because branding. Hello? Cancer has a bad ring to it. If people knew that the reason you can grow monstrous masses of meat so quickly was because you were using cancer cells, they would chuck their lab-grown meat right into the toilet. So you call them immortalized cells.
Oh boy, marketing 101, guys. If it's something bad, just change the name of it. You go from cancer cells to immortalized cells. Whatever the fuck that means.
Instead, immortalized cells are defined...
BBQ of the future. Hey bro, do you like your cancer cells medium rare or well done? That's a good one, Shinobi. Well, I'll take mine medium rare. Thank you very much.
As either tumorous cells that do not stop dividing or cells that have been artificially manipulated to proliferate indefinitely and can thus be cultured over several generations. These cells are immortal because they multiply infinitely, like a tumor. And immortalized cells sounds much better. And when the media questions you about these immortalized cells, you tell them that, hey, scientists have been using these for decades. It's old technology. And don't worry, cancerous animal cells are completely safe, even though there are actual laws against selling cancerous meat in the US because of how dangerous it is. In an article titled, there are actual...
Found cancer in my chicken meat. Oh, God, that yellow right there, that does not look good. That does not look good. How too basic wouldn't even want to put his... Like, all right, so how too basic would not even want to put his hand or his feet in that thing. That's how bad this thing looks.
Laws against selling cancerous meat in the US because of how dangerous it is. In an article titled, Are Things Like Cancerous Tumors Allowed by Meat Inspection by Michigan State University. Cancerous lesions or tumors are not allowed to enter commerce or the food chain. If laboratory results indicate the presence of cancer within the carcass will be marked, US inspected, and condemned. Once a carcass is condemned, it is denatured and disposed of, so it cannot enter the food chain. But lab-grown meat, you get a free pass. Even though...
Gee, I wonder why they get that free pass. It couldn't have to do with the money.
The industry doesn't have the decades of data to prove that cultured meat products won't give you cancer. And when the media comes knocking on your door for answers, you just respond with no comment, avoiding the question.
And the media isn't going to keep pressing them on this. They're probably paid by the company to do this puff piece as well. Doesn't surprise me.
Entirely. And while your lab-grown meat brews in your bioreactors, you'll need to dump in your final ingredient, antibiotics. Because, guess what? This soup of cells does not have an immune system. Unlike a cow that has white blood cells and all the other good stuff to knock out viruses and bacteria, bioreactors are just pure stainless steel. So if you're not careful, your entire batch of lab-grown meat will get overgrown with diseases like Salmonella or E. coli.
Oh, God. That's another reason why I don't want to eat this shit. The amount of diseases that could be in there. Think about it like this. When it comes to manufacturing something, right? There's a chance that there's going to be a little bit of a defect. We're gonna. All right. So for this example, we're gonna use Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Every now and then, you might find a slight misprint, right? But because we're talking about cardboard shit right here. A misprint can actually, get you some extra cash if you sell the card, depending on the kind of misprint it is. But when it comes to this, your food, you don't want things to be fucking up on you. Because you want to know what happens when things start to fuck up on the manufacturing end? We gon' die.
These cell cultures don't really have an immune system. There's no
I'd rather eat Yu-Gi-Oh cards than this. Noctis, what rarity can I get you, good sir? Do you want a common, a rare, a super rare, ultra rare, or a secret rare? Or maybe you want our elusive Starlight rare, which will cost you about $500.
Valence for that. So they have also a high vulnerability to not only these cancer cells, but also to bacterial contamination, viral contamination, fungal contamination. Most likely, you may have to require high levels of antibiotic concentrations to keep these things protected. They want to try to do these in clean rooms, but reality is they're probably going to provide antibiotics, antifungals, antivirus.
So you gotta dump in a ton of antibiotics. And these antibiotics are, you guessed it, gonna go right into your stomach. So now that you have your lab-grown meat ready for consumption, now it's time to guilt-trip the masses into buying it.
What propaganda tools are we going to be using today, boys? Is it going to be the ice caps are melting, when in reality the ice caps are actually gaining more layers of ice, not losing them?
Here's another great benefit to lab-grown meat. It's that just like oat milk and plant-based meat, lab-grown meat gives you the unique ability to tug on people's heartstrings. You can use nifty little marketing phrases like, you're making the world's kindest beef burger, or slaughter-free meat, or helping everyone take a bite out of a better future.
For me, when I get up in the morning, the driving principle for me...
Qatar Economic Forum, oh lordy. Oh lordy.
Is why cause any harm if you don't need to?
You'll also be able to shout from the rooftops that your lab-grown meat is way better for the environment than those disgusting farting cows.
Yeah, that's the thing too. People just don't understand that cow farts are not what makes the climate change. Turns out it's just the climate itself that changes. It's not really anything indicative of humans. There's so many things in this world that naturally emit a shitload of carbon. Do you want to know what the biggest source of... Do you want to know what the biggest thing of carbon emissions is? It's the ocean. And, I wasn't taught this as a kid. Maybe y'all were before the education system became so zogged out. But that and second place is like volcanoes, right? Dr. Fourthwall says, Scurvy, my personal advice is save up your money and practice at a shooting range for accuracy and carry a survival manual on how to skin animals. Oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna buy me that. Even though I'm gonna be living in a city, I'm gonna have that on me because it's just good knowledge to have. I'm not even gonna be fucking good at that until after a while, but yeah, I am certainly anticipating on things going bad. I'll tell you that. Even in the bad times, a well-run library can actually do wonders in preventing all-out civil war. Let's see. Saltanar says, the gaining of sustenance is among the most sacred and overlooked ritualistic aspects of human culture. To devalue the sacrifice of life for food can only come from a culture led by the spiritually dead. Learn how to tan and cure also. Yeah, that's true as well. Like, if you do have like a cow farm, tan and cure can also help with like, clothing.
What it doesn't have is all the greenhouse gas emissions. What it doesn't have is the elements that lead to increased probabilities of zoonotic disease. What it doesn't have is the, real morality issues that we have with killing 67 billion chickens every single year.
Nah, bro. Lots of money will sort the climate out. Everyone can be paid off. So, Miss Single, Mother Nature, how much will it be?
The masses will blindly buy
That's
into
a good
it.
one.
When in reality, the amount of electricity to run your massive mush factory is astronomical. One study found that cultured meat facilities produce more greenhouse gas emissions than traditional animal farms would over a 1,000-year period.
So, greenhouse gases, it's more than just CO2. CO2 is actually good for the environment. Our trees actually need it in order to stay healthy. That CO2, when breathed in by trees, produces oxygen. It's simple. However, there are other actual harmful chemicals that go into the air. I wonder why nobody talks about that. Gee, I wonder, they just pinned the blame on carbon. I wonder why.
And another said that lab-grown meat would produce 4 to 25 times more CO2 than regular cattle farming. We've all been conditioned by big food to think that farms and cattle are horrible for the environment, when in reality, when done correctly, animal farms act as a giant carbon sink that can suck up CO2. They can be carbon negative.
Exactly. Like, people don't get that. It's like, once again, you need to cultivate the field that the cows are grazing in. Once again, you gotta feed your cows with grass. You can't feed them with corn, can't feed them with soy. You fucking can't do that.
There was a third-party life cycle analysis, full life cycle, so they looked at the whole process, not just methane emissions from
cows
burping, but the whole process at White Oak Pastures, which is a beef operation. It's a Savory Institute hub, so they're following the regenerative Savory Institute practices, and they found that their beef operation was a net carbon sink. So again, it actually sequestered carbon from the atmosphere. It was not emitting carbon.
Now, you may be thinking, okay, fine, this lab meat is not as good for the environment as we thought, but at least it doesn't kill animals, right? Well, actually, in that delicious mix of soy-derived amino acids, vitamins, and minerals is something...
Yeah, that's basically what it... Oh my goodness. Oh boy, YouTube, sorry for pausing it right here. I know you don't like that symbol, but hey, it's a Buddhist symbol. before it became a symbol for a bad regime, alright?
Called fetal bovine serum, also known as the blood of freshly slaughtered cow fetuses.
Also, I was gonna say something there. I completely forgot about it. I completely forgot about that. I am almost done with this I am almost done with this flask of rum that I've just had. Holy shit.
Because if you're gonna grow the best meat possible, you need the best, most powerful blood you can find. And if you're a company like Upside Foods, for example, who still uses this fetal bovine serum in their meat, you'll definitely want to keep that under wraps. And when people start asking questions, you just release articles saying that you developed an animal-free way to grow your meat. You see what we did there? Sure, you developed an animal-free way to grow your meat, but you never said anything about actually...
What was the rum? Bacardi White, as always, Shinobi. Straight from Cuba. It's also a Hindu symbol that, it's also a Hindu symbol, a Jain symbol, a Shinto symbol, an animist symbol, an Aryan pagan symbol. Yeah, that symbol is used for a lot. It's unfortunate that a certain political movement in the 1930s and 1940s kind of bastardized it.
Using the method you developed. Which is why 2 years later, your website says you're still using the serum. Because you can pretty much do whatever you want behind closed doors.
Oh God,
this is an experiment, and the media will always cover your tracks.
This is manufacturing chicken at scale without the animal, without the antibiotics, without all the issues.
This is the meat for people that really enjoy meat. So if you love chicken, if you love beef, this is for you.
Okay, admittedly, that guy actually has a trapezius muscle. A guy actually seems like, you know, he goes to the gym, but... Gee, I wonder why you want us to be eating this shit. Look at this piece of chicken. It doesn't look like chicken. It looks like gray, necrotic... shit. I don't have another word for that. But yeah, that I know Sachinara Shinobi, I know you guys are talking about the symbol still, which I'll allow. But yeah, that's honestly pretty interesting. Like, it's used as a lot of things. It's not just for that 1940s thing. He's an alpha blue pill. Yeah, or even if he is on the more red-pilled side, he's what I like to call a goy handler.
And the end product is not plant-based chicken. It's not some different form. It is literally chicken.
It doesn't taste like a better version of chicken or a worse version of chicken. It just tastes like chicken.
Like chicken.
Because it is. It has a
like
nutritional
chicken,
composition
right.
of chicken because it is. It tastes like chicken because it is.
Give me a second. I'm just going to open up my window. It's nice and cold outside, so that's going to boost testosterone. Yeet.
What it doesn't have is all the greenhouse gas emissions.
It looks like an expired flounder. It really does. Holy shit.
Do not eat lab-grown meat.
The rabbit hole goes deep, Scurvy. Even the actual black spinny wheel in a white circle on a field of red is older than und German, and in fact, Germany. Yeah, I said it like that for YouTube, because YouTube is a bitch.
Upside Foods and Good Meat were just given approval by the FDA to sell
like a
their
rabbit hole.
steaming lab-grown meat to a restaurant near you. And Eat Just is about to build a giant meat-growing facility right here in the US. So, lab-grown meat is coming, whether you want it or not. But here's the thing.
Wait,
let's
go back.
Is coming, whether you want it or not.
Oh my god. Why does this look like Cyrax's forehead? That looks so gross. Like, seriously, why does this look like Cyrax's forehead? It even has some scabs on it, too. Like, what the fuck, man? God damn. I knew there was going to be a Cyrax reference. Yeah, this is going to be an eye workout for you guys. Yeah, we're just going to leave it like this while I make Cyrax jokes. Hey, Marty! Why am I a piece of chicken, you fucking bitch? Well, Chase, it's because you are a piece of chicken. Well, gee, Marty. Anyways, enough of this eye workout. There's probably going to be even more eye workouts in this stream, so yeah.
But here's the thing. Getting it approved for human consumption is just the first step of their master.
Well, gee! The first thing they had to do was get lab-grown meat approved for human consumption. So that they've done.
Lab-grown meat is coming. Sounds fake and gay. It's not fake, but it's certainly gay. I'll tell you that. Why is it not fake? Because they're really trying to push for this shit. Like, even, let's see, this video was made like 2 months ago. I wouldn't be surprised if the technology has already advanced quite a bit because of the amount of funding it has from the U.S. Don't forget about that. Don't forget about that, guys. President Brandon funded this shit.
Done. That first step they've done. Number two, what they're going to have to do is go back and make the argument that lab-grown meat is so substantially similar to naturally raised meat that they shouldn't have to label it as lab-grown meat or bioengineered or whatever term they're going to use. So number one, get it approved for humans. Number two, go back and convince them, the government, the agencies, that it's so similar to natural meat that you don't have to label it as lab-grown or bioengineered. Number three, the natural meat producers are then going to start labeling theirs as non-lab grown meat or naturally raised or actual meat or whatever term they choose. They'll start using that so that...
And knowing the fact that the elites are going to try and brainwash the rest of us into believing that uncultured meat is actually better for you than the regular meat. I'm Klaus Schwab. Hey AC, welcome. There was fake meat in my supermarket the other day. First I ever seen of it. So it has made it to New Zealand now. Oh, I didn't know you're from New Zealand, Shinobi. AC says, I want Taco Bell. Oh my god. Oh, that's really funny, my guy. Thank you for that. Thank you. Alright, I finished my cardio in time to eat some real meat. Good! Give a hand for Gem Power, everyone. Yeah, give the elites the middle finger, my guy.
Consumers can differentiate and start to, purchase what they want to purchase. So at that point, then the lab-grown meat producers are going to have to go back again and say, look, you already said that, or you agreed that these were substantially similar, that there's not really any noticeable difference between the two. So it's not appropriate for the natural-grown producers to differentiate their product from...
AC says, I worked outside mowing all day in the sun. I went to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I burned all the calories. I went to Taco Bell like a good little Mexican I must consume. That's cool that you're Mexican, my guy. But you know what would be even more caloric and healthier for you? If you made your own ground beef. Your own ground beef mix. You don't need to go to Taco Goy Slop. That's the thing. You gotta learn. You gotta learn to not rely on Goy Slop. I'll tell you that. I'm not Mexican. Oh, come on. Taking advantage of a drunk guy like that. You can do better, AC. Yeah, follow the advice of Gem Power. That's the thing, taco stuff is one of the easiest things in the world to make. You just gotta have some seasoning, Hispanic style seasoning. Get some soft or hard shells. It doesn't need to have any soy in them. But yeah, hell, if you can, try to make your own. But yeah. Good shit. Also, if you could somehow make carne asada, that's also some good fucking shit.
Hours. They're implying it's somehow better. They're implying it's somehow different. We've already had this discussion. You guys
watch them make fake pork and call it halal. God. Oh my God, that's good. That's some good shit you got. You guys, I appreciate the jokes. They are really good tonight. Thank you so much for them.
Guys have already agreed that it's substantially similar, so therefore it shouldn't be legal for them to label theirs as being not lab grown or naturally raised or whatever. And they'll make it illegal for the natural producers to differentiate their product with labeling. And then they have what they want, which is a situation where the consumers don't know which one they're getting. They can't choose. Everything's just muddled.
Okay, so this guy is actually making a pretty good point here. He basically is saying that by the time this shit is really, really mainstream, and if the government is so compromised that advertising laws are fucky, yeah, you'd better develop some good taste buds. I know not everyone here is on the spectrum like myself, but taste is something I'm really good with.
Pulled up together and you
take that however you want. Of course, the stream was gonna get sus, guys. The streams are always sus.
buy meat and you take your chances and you hope you're getting what you want.
Some will buy into it, others will fight back.
Are ranchers like yourself talking about this new
Oh yeah, Noctis gets a gold star.
As I like to call it, fake meat. As president,
actually, give me 1 second. I am going to make. Let's see. I'm actually going to make you a mod, Noctis. Yeah, because of all the funny jokes you've been cracking tonight, you get mod status.
The National Cattlemen's Beef Association, 100% of the places I go, that's what
fake meat lives matter.
producers want me to talk about.
There's a law that was passed in Missouri, and that law stipulates that in order to call something meat, it has to come from an actual animal. Do you support that law?
I do. There'll be other states that I've been told about that will also make the same attempts to clarify what defines meat. We want to make sure that we have a level playing field on marketing and safety inspection.
Do you see cultivated meat as a threat to the cattle industry?
I see it as a threat if it's mislabeled.
So what should it be labeled?
Cultured meat, lab grown, something.
This guy right here with the hat, I dig the hat, by the way. He is absolutely right. He actually runs a pretty decent cow farm, you know, grass-fed, grass-finished. Basically, let's see, I have the power. Take that, Chaz. Yeah, you can go ahead, tell Chaz that too. That'd be funny. But basically, this guy actually runs a pretty decent farm. And it's like, that's the thing. Lab-grown meat, if it's not advertised honestly, which that's going to be its biggest problem. Right now, it's getting it's getting pretty mainstream. But now, it's a matter of advertising. Is the government gonna be that fucking corrupt? Like, to just let the fake meat shit just be advertised as real meat? That's a legitimate question I want to ask to y'all.
That just stands out and lets the consumer know what they're eating.
And the best way for you to fight back is to simply vote with your wallet. The entire big food system has spent decades demonizing red meat as not only terrible for the environment, but that it's also terrible for you.
Before I get to my thoughts on that comment, Shinobi says, now you can help protect the realm of the chat hood, brother, Noctis the Human Slayer, but it's not about us, or even about Brother Scurvy. It's about the gray names, the brothers who make it all. Exactly. Exactly. It's the gray names that I really do care about a lot. I appreciate everybody in the chat. Not just the blue names, but the green names too. The green names? I don't have channel memberships. The gray names. My bad. Satanar will make a good mod as well. I will make you a mod as well, Satanar. Because I know you're a mod on a lot of other things too. So, Here you go. I gave you mod permissions, so type something out, Santanar. I know you're a mod for Hammerhand, Chronic, Ribby, yeah, Manic, Chaz too, I'm not sure. But yeah.
That somehow red meat.
Okay, now, alright, so they are going to try to promote this shit as something good for your health, when in reality, you're consuming a bunch of fucking cancer cells. Alright? That's how they're going to try and push this shit on you. And if you're none the wiser, that is not going to be fun. That's not going to be fun for the normies. Look, as much as I don't like the normies, I gotta say, I do want them to live a decent life. I do want them to have, good families, all good health, long life, all that stuff. But they're not gonna know that, no, they're gonna be like, oh man, but scurvy, I don't want to eat the real meat, it has the bad in it. But the thing is, you're eating something much worse for you. And you don't even know it, because you didn't bother to do the research. Let's continue.
Meat is now magically...
Brother Satanar is most certainly a master wrench by now. Yeah, I gave him a wrench. Don't worry, Shinobi. Can they be at war and cancel the election to keep FJB in power? I don't want 4 more years of Brandon. Satanar says, hold on, I actually need to have my phone close to my face here. Go rave mele maf ags scurvy. I solemnly swear to only use this power for selfish, tyrannical, abusive purposes. Oh, alright, Satanar, that's what I like to hear.
Cinegenic, when we've been eating it for at least 2.6 million years.
Wow.
In reality, beef in particular is one of the most nutrient-dense foods.
Oh my god. I'm about to come on. Once again, I have not met my 5 thugging shit for the night yet. So I get to make the Dreamy Bow references. But yes, if I see a grass-fed ribeye, I'm gonna be like, I'm about to come on. That's the kind of shit that makes me laugh. But basically, this shit right here that you're seeing is some of the best shit on the planet, if not the best. Once again, for context, this has to be grass-fed. There's a reason why they don't want you to eat this. This is going to turn into Chaz's chat. Don't ban us, great. No, I will not ban. No, don't worry. I will not ban you. The gray names will not, the blue names will not ban you either. Do not worry. Do not worry. Lol, Gaelic is a fun language. And Shinobi says, don't worry, brother AC, the warband protects. Hell yeah, Shinobi, I like that. I really like that.
Foods out there. But all the fake food they're advertising to your kids on television? No, those things are fine. We're gonna expose the systematic demonization of meat in a future video, because the story is...
Dude, I look forward to that for a, the food is poison number 4. I look forward to that.
Insane.
Garrett Grant says, I say yes as a last resort if they know they're going to lose in November. They're doing it in Ukraine. Wait, what else are they doing in Ukraine? I mean, I know there's still the war that's going on, but also, I figured that the Dems are more focused on the Israel shit. Scratch that, the Palestine shit, because Israel isn't really a country. Oh, no, sorry, YouTube, Israel is a country, guys. I'm sorry. We're good guys here, right? I'm just joking.
So make sure you click subscribe. But when it comes to beef, don't buy into their propaganda. stick to grass-fed. And when it comes to eggs are also extremely nutrient dense. But there are a ton of different labels out there to choose from. Organic, cage-free, free-range, pasture-range, non-GMO, no added hormones. So which one do you pick? Well, we go over exactly what all these labels mean and the gold standard to eat in our latest newsletter that you can get for—
Alright, so that's basically the end of the video. Alright, so before I head to the little Clementine's room real quick, he's referring to Shinobi's Latin comment, which says, "Thus I always bring down the death of the tyrant." Oh, that's a cool quote right there, my guy. Alright, so give me 1 second. I'm going to let's see. I'm just gonna play me some more music. Sky High Sun. Sorry. I'm just gonna play me some music while we wait. Okie doke, that is Sky High Sunday, y'all. My, no spoilers for next week's stream. Actually, there's gonna be 2. Alright, so I'm gonna catch up on chat real quick before we go on to our next video. First up, here's what happens. The war will always be there. The Empire is always in peril. The people are always forgotten and left alone until tax take or drafting. Walk away and self-sustain. Live free. Basically, you're giving us the way out of 1984, and I dig that. Noctis says, always remember, even if they make roaming and hunting illegal, the land is vast enough that most of the time they won't catch you. And Shinobi says, well, yes, ScurvyRum, the saying is good and just, but I was asking him if they could stay in power by being in a major war, because it's obvious Joe B will lose otherwise. That's a good point. I gotta say, that's a good point. Alrighty, so now that I've addressed chat, let's move on to our next video. I still got some, let's see, here's the way out. This is the way. Let's move on to our next video by Legion of Men, talking about just how bad goy slop is and why you shouldn't eat it anymore. If you still eat goy slop, don't eat it. Give me just 1 second. Sorry, just had to cough.
Welcome back, tribe. I have a nasty one here. Again, why do you eat out? Stop eating out. You're inconveniencing yourself in ways you can't even imagine.
So when it comes to eating out, the only time that it's acceptable to eat out is if it's a local restaurant and there's only one of it. It has to be only one of that restaurant. And I think Bo even says it himself. Shinobi says, Legion of Men is a decent channel. And Satunar disagrees with that. I don't trust him. Never have. There's some things I disagree with him about. I think when it comes to people I watch, I don't agree with them 100%. It's like, as much as I like the warband stuff, I don't always agree with everything that Chronic has to say. I think it's okay if you disagree with some of the stuff I say too. Like I don't really have qualms if you disagree. Like that's something that I've noticed. I think that's something that Saturn's audience actually felt. They didn't exactly agree with my point of view, which that's fine. But I think it's kind of up to us to not be so in our ideological trench that we're just outright saying, oh, this guy even in our own circle is a fraud, without having like any actual evidence. I mean, it's one thing to make fun of like a fresh and fraud type of guy, but Legion of Men, I think he does a good job at like challenging people, even if you don't always agree with him. It's like I definitely do think that he at least he does a good job at challenging people. That's all I gotta say for now. And of course, believe nothing and question everything. Absolutely. Noctis says, he makes some based arguments, but most of the time he's just all about materialism. That's the funny thing. I mean, when I'm at work, he's actually very much against, like, I listen to his stuff at work mainly. He's actually very much against materialism, just like you and I. Sometimes it just takes a little bit of listening to somebody, even if you don't agree with them, to just like kind of understand their point of view. I mean, you wouldn't expect an atheist bisexual like myself to, listen to someone like Matt Walsh or Chronic. Anyways, let's continue.
McDonald's employees exposes what they do. TikTok goes viral. It's not only high-end restaurants, it's not only fast food chains, it's everything. Even the packaging from the store, you can't even trust the cuts of meat. We're learning that nothing is what...
So, alright, I'm going to pause this again before we continue, but basically he actually made some videos about basically this guy who actually teaches young men how to butcher meat. And one of those videos was about the fact that, like the supermarket will lie about their cuts of meat. But also, I think he's also referring to the video where basically, like restaurants in China will use fucking gutter oil. Like that's a problem over in China. Softanar says, I've heard hardly an argument or a word from him. For me, it's instinct. Anyone else may do as they please, but when I get one of those gut feelings about someone, I like to follow it. Yeah, that's a good point. I guess for me, it's more of just like, obviously, he's not a lefty, because if he was a lefty, I wouldn't even be fucking listening to him. But I still have my qualms, so to speak. It's not like I'm completely just like, I agree with you 100%. Like, I don't think I agree with everyone, like, with anyone, like, 100%. Like, I think that kind of mindset is needed in life. Like, you can't agree with everything everyone says. Like, even someone as small as me, you don't have to agree with everything that I say. Once again, I think Saturn's audience, I didn't exactly see her chat, but it seems like her, like, once again, I don't mind if her audience clowns on me. I really don't. It's like, I'm okay with disagreement. Sometimes, when it does come to disagreements, I might need a little bit more time to articulate my point, but also this is YouTube, so I can't go into too much depth. Shinobi Wan says, he's a red pillar who still has the dream of partnership in another country. In terms of Passport Bros, we're not going to get into that right now. That might be for its own stream, because I might go down that route. I'm always going to have the motto of no hymen, no diamond. And my other personal motto, if she didn't lose it to me, off to the streets with thee.
What it seems, in that you having control over your food supply is the utmost importance in the world today. Stop it. Stop eating out of convenience.
It's not hard to see the appeal of fast food. It's budget-friendly, it's convenient, and if you're not expecting Michelin star quality, it can be pretty tasty.
Oh wow, that is really good.
But appetizing and safe are two different things. See, while parents might compulsively check their kids' candy after every Halloween for potential tampering, perhaps this energy is better spent examining those meals served to customers in a...
Yep, spend that energy... Well, first of all, expend that energy on learning how to cook. If you're a woman, learn how to cook. If you're a man, learn how to cook. It's a good skill that everyone should have.
Paper bag.
I couldn't believe my eyes. I was like, I've never seen something this disgusting.
Yeah, no. No. 100% no for me. Like, seriously, McDonald's, what?
People are suing your favorite fast food restaurants.
Gross.
Items are being recalled. Effective immediately, a stop and...
Regarding what you just said, what if you took her cherry, then broke up? Years later, she crawls back to thee. You're saying it would imply she still has a chance since you took that fruit. Interesting. If she didn't lose it to me, then off to the streets with thee. The reason why my motto is like that is because even, like, you don't have to go all the way in, right? That's kind of the reason why I came up with that. But if she did have sex with someone else, if we did break up, I would not take her back. It's out of principle. And that's basically it. It's similar to No Hymen, No Diamond, but it's just worded a little differently. It's mainly for the more secular types to kind of grasp onto that. Also, Noctis says, all these hoes know how to do is eat hot chip and lie. Oh, that's a classic.
Sell and discard. Employees are being forced to serve food gone wrong.
But what about customer safety? Like this stuff?
Dude, I want to... Look, I don't feel like shoving 2 fingers down my throat right now, man, but holy shit, that's disgusting.
Can get people really sick.
Customers have been hospitalized.
Can I talk to somebody about the inspection?
No, I can't, sweetie, I can't.
But the severity of some situations are life-threatening.
No, I can't, sweetie, I can't.
But the severity of some situations are life-threatening.
Several people became ill at the restaurant in Seekong.
And some ingredients have no business winding up on a customer's plate.
Something's got to change. Like, this is going to get people sick. Like, really sick.
Is eating fast food still worth the risk?
Hey everyone, if you have a minute, you just stop, and we have a bunch of fibers aren't fibers.
To notice an alarming trend.
Sorry, just had to skip that. He's just promoting his store.
Whether it's a customer experiencing cramps after a late-night McDonald's run, patrons of restaurants coming down with mysterious illnesses, or rat poison somehow making its way into a Taco Bell burrito, grabbing a quick bite from a fast food chain has never seemed like such a hazardous mission. But with businesses now being hit with lawsuits left, right, and center, are these allegations simply following in the footsteps of money grab suits of the past that sought to cash in on the billion-dollar industry?
No.
That's scary.
No, they're not. These are people that have actually had some problems at these places. It's because of the low-ass quality control. That's the problem here. It's the quality control. Like, Goy Slop places don't really have that. Even at the one that I've worked at, it's like... Okay. At least at the one that I've worked at, there was quality control. But when it comes to McGoy Slop or Burger Goy, hell no. Hell fucking no. That's not what's happening. That's not what fucking happens there.
Handle it, Subway. You
Sorry, just had to cough again. I haven't had KFC in months. I crave it in memory only. Exactly. It's largely a memory thing. If I ever got them again, I bet I wouldn't live up to my pedestalized memory of it. And the Noctis says, "Oh, pig feet Pig's feet. Wait, pig's feet? What? Pig's feet is delicious, especially in lentil stew. Wait, what? Okay, Noctis. I know you're a druid. So feel free to educate me on that. I think druidism is fucking cool as shit. So, yeah.
You may have heard about this one. It turns out some of their famous foot-long sandwiches have been coming in a bit short.
Oh, foot long, huh? Is that foot long I'm about to come? Kidding. Once again, I have a quota to meet.
And that, perhaps not surprisingly, has now led to a lawsuit.
A New York woman says she spent $20 for a bucket of chicken last summer and was disappointed when the meal fell short of what was advertised.
A new federal lawsuit alleging that mega coffee chain Starbucks is burning their customers when it comes to iced beverages. The suit alleging the brand serves up more ice than coffee.
Or are these discounted dinners really coming at the unadvertised cost of consumer health and safety? To answer this question, let's take a look at what's really going down in some of the most frequented kitchens in the world. And what better place to start than the chain that's synonymous with fast food itself?
McGoynolds.
McDonald's. Whether it's those
we have a comment from Satunar. Caribbeans, I assume that's a Gaelic word. I'm part Irish myself, but I don't know a lick of Gaelic, my guy. Are an old Irish and likely European dish. There's a fast food place near me that still does them. Well, that's interesting. Oh, that's just an old-fashioned recipe. That's all, says Noctis. A great meal while out in the wild, especially during the winter. Oh, that's interesting. But how... I assume you just wash off the feet or something, so that way it's not contaminated. I don't know. Maybe that's just my Western way of thinking.
glowing yellow arches, the colorful mascots, or childhood memories of Play Place birthday parties, McDonald's has lastingly seared itself in American iconography. And just like the business itself, the restaurant's menu is its own legacy, full of household names from Happy Meals to Big Macs. And, of course, the timeless favorite.
Bro, when's the last time you went to McDonald's?
Household names from Happy Meals to Big Macs.
It's been almost a year for me, and I'm glad about that.
And a Big Mac actually look like this. Any fast food chain for that matter.
Big Mac
the way
is
it looks in the
gross.
commercial is nothing compared to the real product. Your soggy ass flat buns, the thinnest, grayed out, nasty, looks like it survived a fucking nuclear war piece of beef, if you can call it that. Pickles looking soggy as hell. Lettuce looking like it's 2 days away from rotting. All the cheese synthetic as fuck. You might as well be eating rubber. It does not look like this whatsoever. Anywhere. What they serve up is an abomination of what this picture is showing you in their commercials. How people find that acceptable is beyond me. If I go to a place that's advertising food to look like this, and when I open my bag and it looks like straight dog shit, I'd rather feed my dog better food than this fast food.
Exactly. Like, I've heard from, like, other fitness people who have dogs. Yeah, they wouldn't even want to feed their dogs this shit. And this is in the commercial. Imagine how it looks like in real life. I haven't been to a McGoynolds in, like, forever. But holy shit, I'm glad I don't go there anymore. I don't exactly have the cravings. In terms of the cravings, I want to make my own fried chicken. I want to make my own hamburgers. Because my own hamburgers that I can make are healthier. My own fried chicken I can make is healthier. To an extent. I mean, you know, it's fried chicken and all, but, you know.
Stuff. How are people not outraged? How are they looking like, hey man, this is false advertisement. My burger looks nothing like this.
And
Sachinar says, you ever had cow's tongue or pig's tail? I've had cow's tongue before. I'll tell you that, Sachinar. I know it's not directed at me, but I have had cow's tongue before. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Shinobi says, teach people how to cook if you can. It will help them. Absolutely. There's a reason why I watch so many cooking channels on my alternative account.
We're living in a world, dude.
Or roasted pig hawks. What are pig hawks exactly? I don't know. Probably ass.
Where people are so tired, so used to being bamboozled left and right from all sorts of industries that it's become acceptable to get subpar quality products and just not say a peep. Keep your mouth shut, keep it pushing. It is what it is. This is just the way things are. It used to not be this way. Why do we accept lower and lower and lower standards? We're doing it to ourselves.
Of course, the timeless favorite, Chicken McNuggets. But what if we told you those golden bite-sized snacks might not be as harmless as they look? In January 2023, Toronto news source Blog TO reported that an Ontario woman was sick for days after ordering chicken nuggets from a McDonald's location in the city. Rebecca Boyd had originally intended to share with her
hawk equals foot. Okay. But, anyways. The fact that these... First of all, the employees are lazy as fuck for not even bothering to check if it's, like, raw. Just keep it in there for a little bit longer. Keep it in the oil for a little bit longer. That's what I've learned. I didn't work at McDonald's, but when it comes to the fast food place that I've worked at, when I was like 16, more like 17 actually, yeah. We didn't undercook shit. Why? Because of quality. We didn't want people to get sick. My boss made it a prerogative that customers do not get sick. He was a good boss, too. He's actually pretty cool. Let's see. Shinobi says, yeah, spot on, Satanara. I made soup from it. Yeah, the hawk. The pig's leg. Yeah, it's delicious. Noctis says, yeah, it's delicious. Shame it went from a cheap meal to one of the most expensive these days. And Satanar says, there's a butcher near me that'll sell you cooked ones pretty cheap. I sometimes get some for me and the dogs. Oh, that's cool. I don't plan on having dogs. I want to have pet snails because I love snails. I don't like dogs. I love snails. But yeah, that's pretty cool. Maybe I ought to try it sometime.
3-year-old daughter. Luckily for the toddler, the nuggets were too hot for her to consume right away. Unfortunately for Rebecca, she wasn't put on...
Wait, that's AI, I bet. That does not look human. That looks AI. There's like a fifth finger, like right in the middle of there.
Off by a little heat. Hunger overriding reason, Rebecca was already...
that's fucking gross. That's fucking gross.
2.5 nuggets deep when she noticed what she was chewing on wasn't the normal texture of chicken, but raw and mushy. It turned out the dish had allegedly been dangerously undercooked.
Oh god, I'm about to yak. Whoa. I'm kidding.
Cooked. And if the taste wasn't indicative of this, the nausea and flu-like symptoms Rebecca experienced in the following 3 days sure were. And according to tales passed around social media, Rebecca is far from the only person that's been served nuggets tartare.
Raw.
No surprise. Don't go to McDonald's thinking your food's going to be quality. And the way they fix this, because the bozos that are working at McDonald's obviously are working at McDonald's because they don't give a fuck, dude. Honestly, it's like the lowest paying wage. The people never want to be there. They're looking like they want to end their lives every time.
Yeah, basically. Nobody really wants to work at somewhere like McDonald's. But if you're a high schooler and you don't really have any other option, McDonald's is going to hire you. And admittedly, it's going to be somewhat decent pay, at least for where you're at in life. But if you go off to like college or trade school, yeah, don't keep working at McDonald's.
You pull up at a drive-through window, they hate their existence. How do you get these people to not make the most basic menial mistakes of cooking a chicken nugget? They automate the process. Eventually there'll be nothing but bots over there. It's just gonna like everything, boom, drops them in the oil, cooks it for a few minutes, a little tray, raises them up, puts them on some whatever other tray, some machine comes, packages them up. Like McDonald's is working on automating this entire process. But in the meantime, they literally like drop the shit in oil, hit the button for a timer, beep, and then you're supposed to take it out. Like they have to take all the guesswork out of this, and it still comes out like shit. And they haven't even shown videos of people like scratching their ass, blowing their nose.
I don't think they're going to show videos of people going, I'm about to come more. They're not going to go full Dreamy Bowl on the food that they make. Let's see. Let's take a look at the comments. Don't get the fruit-eating snail, Scurvy. Don't do it. No. Dude, I don't eat snails. Noctis, I don't eat fucking snails. I don't want to eat snails. I don't like people who eat snails. Shinobi says, one hawk here is $5 New Zealand. Make a soup for 4 easy. Tastes great if you smoke it or grill it first. Think a hawk over here is around 14 bucks. I see. Is this in America? Here in New Zealand, we export heaps of pork, so I guess it's for cheaper. New Zealand is like milk and meat basket of whoever has the money. Saltanor says, damn, that's a lot, Noctis. I'd say it's still no more than €8 or so for them cooked over here. Probably get 4 for about 17-ish or so. Noctis says, "Yup, I live in North Carolina myself." I thought you said New York City, but it's like, oh, Ribby lives in New York. You two could meet up. All right, hold on. Give me 1 second. I'm just gonna head to the little Clementine's room again, and then we'll continue. I will put on the song once again, Sky High Sunday from Mario Kart 8. Okie doke, I'm back. This is gonna be a quick break anyways. Let's see, anything in the chat? Build a cabin on the mountains. And Satanar says, oh sure, yeah, you do that on foot, bottle of whiskey in hand, easy. I've seen plenty of survivalist videos about that. Yeah, pretty good shit. Let's get back to the video here.
Picking shit up off the ground, putting it back on your plate. Man, they have to show that.
Now let's see them under flash. This was the one I bit into. This is the one that I ripped open. This one clearly raw.
One TikTok user even believed the chicken nuggets she was eating in Mexico must have used different ingredients.
Tastes different, right? The nugget.
Yeah. There's like cheese in it. Or is it raw? I hope it's not raw.
Oh, no.
Only to be hit with the realization that she hadn't been chowing down on the country's innovative twist on the classic, but what appeared to be raw meat. And it isn't just what's inside your McDonald's order that consumers should be worried about, but what's holding it together. It turned out numerous customers have allegedly found mold on the chain's buns.
Just got it from McDonald's. Look at that.
Gross.
Is that normal?
Yeah, so there's mold on my fish fillet sandwich.
Ugh.
Just spot.
Ugh, what the
And the
fuck?
ramifications of this oversight could be deadly.
So this message is from McDonald's. Is your new standards?
Oh, look at this chick right here. Red hair, probably a single mom. He's like, oh, I can't be bothered to cook, especially for you, Mr. and Mrs. Youngin. I can't be bothered because I'm strong and independent, and that means I have to wage slave my way out of debt because I got a degree in gender studies.
Serving your customers moldy food? My daughter is severely allergic to mold. Like, it can... Had this been for her, I could be on my way to the hospital.
Watching this makes me want to go back to the mountain. A half a year crossing. Oh my goodness.
Right now because of you guys, because of your negligence, okay?
But at least when McDonald's and other chains slip up,
Time out. Listen, I understand you went to a business and you expect the product to be good, but also you're a mother and you took your kid to McDonald's. Why? Buy ingredients, make them at home, yourself, feed your daughter the best quality food you could afford.
mold is pretty easy to spot, right? Well, this isn't always the case. Mold has the habit of hiding where customers are least likely to look, from the bottom of Domino's pizza crusts to inside a piece of KFC fried chicken. And sometimes it can go completely unseen, as customers and former McDonald's employees have alleged drink machines are rarely cleaned as thoroughly as they need to be.
There is mold in most frappe machines because both stores I've worked at.
Dude, what the fuck? Seriously, this is another reason why not to go to McDonald's. Do not eat at McDonald's. If you were to go to any other fast food place, avoid McDonald's like the plague. Even if you're drunk as shit. Even more drunk than I am. Avoid McDonald's like the plague.
In Ohio, I never seen anybody clean it properly. Nobody.
In fact, an employee at a Louisiana McDonald's was so disturbed by the state of the drip tray for the restaurant's ice cream machine.
My God.
He decided to snap a few pictures.
I asked my manager, I said, when's the last time y'all cleaned this? And she said, hurry up and bring it to the back before a customer sees it.
And while the employee was allegedly fired for posting the images online, it seems threats of
That's how they fix problems. They fire the person that's like, hey, we're kind of doing...
Yeah, exactly, Bo. Fire the person who says, ooh, there's a problem here. Maybe we should fix it. No, they're not going to fix it. Why? Because cost. Satanar says, I'd say there's some gorgeous sights up that height. The mountains near me give beautiful views, and they're much smaller. I wonder where you're from, Satanar. I'm kind of interested myself.
Something disingenuous, if not outright criminal here. Fired! Hurry, bring that shit back before customers see it. Do you see what I mean? Come on, man.
termination aren't enough to keep fast food workers quiet.
This is what the inside of a broken McDonald's ice cream machine looks like.
What the hell is even that?
What the hell is even that?
The inside has never been cleaned.
See, unlike cooks at a five-star establishment whose restaurant's reputation and livelihood go hand in hand, it's hard to buy the allegiance of fast food workers through bi-weekly minimum wage paychecks at a business that views them as replaceable.
Yep.
Of course.
Dude, even though I don't even get paid as much as the average fast food worker, my job is a lot more satisfying because it doesn't involve having to deal with hungry fucking people. Do you want to know how bad, look, do you want to know how bad I could spurg out when I get hungry? It's bad. It's really fucking bad. But the thing is, when it comes to the library, it's like chances are you're probably already going to be fed, you know, whether by your husband or not. I don't fucking care. It's just like, I don't have to worry about hungry fucking customers. The only hungry person there is going to be me, and that's because I did a fucking big-ass workout.
Of course, This means when something shady happens behind the scenes, there's not a lot holding these employees back from making such information public, which is exactly what one Taco Bell worker from Green Bay, Wisconsin decided to do when his boss allegedly crossed the line. Under the username Keep It Real for Life, the employee used TikTok to claim the Taco Bell location he worked at tried to make him serve ingredients that shouldn't be added to any customer's 5-layer burrito, chalupa, or crunch wrap.
Today is March 15th, right? Our area coach came in last night and told us we have to use beef that expired on February 27th of this year.
Gross! You don't want to fucking use that shit!
And March 10th of this year.
And it wasn't just expired beef For Life's boss allegedly asked employees to ignore the expiration date on.
We got onions that we have to use because they don't want to throw it out because of food costs.
But the idea...
Oh, food costs? Oy vey, goy. We don't want to use that for food cost.
Profits to trump customer safety made the employee uncomfortable.
I don't know if this is going on at other Taco Bells,
Oy
but this
vey,
one particular, it is bad.
For Life explained this practice wasn't just cheap, it was risky.
Something's got to change. Like, this is going to get people sick. Like,
exactly my minimum wage, goy.
Really sick.
And according to Healthline, ground meat is more prone to spoilage, meaning it goes bad faster. And while this spoilage usually only affects the odor and taste of the meat, it also makes it easier for the meat to develop pathogenic bacteria. A major culprit in food poisoning. Fever, cramps, and vomiting are just some...
Dude, if you're gonna get ground beef, use that shit as soon as possible. Make some meatballs with it, make some taco stuff with it, but don't leave it in the freezer for, like, forever. That's not a smart idea.
Some of the symptoms customers could experience if their favorite Mexican-inspired meal was served with a side of expired beef. And there's always the possibility of more severe illness.
Imagine we're getting all this information. Imagine the people work there are just constantly blowing the whistle. Imagine you have a brain. You call yourself a man today, and then you still choose, because your tummy rumbles a little bit, to go drive your fat piece of shit ass and consume this food.
Yeah, don't consume this food. Look, when it comes to the tummy rumbling, it's better to either make your own shit or if you already had enough for the night, I don't want you guys to be starving, but if you guys had enough calories for the night, just go to bed hungry, because when you wake up, you'll be able, when you eat, you'll actually be a lot more satisfied. There's nothing wrong with that. I plan on actually trying to do a day fast a month. Why? Because I want the shit, the bad shit expelled from me. And AC says, I still want Taco Bell. But you can't eat Taco Bell now. Don't eat the goy slop, AC.
Knowingly that it could poison you. It's most likely bad for you. It has preservatives and chemicals in it that make it last 10,000 fucking years on the
Get them seasonings. Noctis is right. Get them seasonings. If you know what's in the Mexican seasoning, get that. Just get that as its own. But make sure you have the spices to make it. Because some of the processed shit can actually be bad for you.
Shelf that probably doesn't bode well for your health, your gut microbiome, anything. What do you call yourself?
Beta
male. If you eat fast food, you're a fucking cuck for the industry.
Illness arising, especially in toddlers, children, and those with pre-existing health concerns. So workers at this Taco Bell allegedly took a stand. The TikTok user claimed managers and employees had left that specific location to work at other Taco Bell locations, so their jobs wouldn't be taken away if they refused to serve the expired meat and produce.
I don't know what you want to do, Taco Bell, but something's got to get figured out, because this is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous.
The comment section of the TikTok was quickly taken over by viewers telling the employee to inform the health department of what...
Call the fire department. We just nuked the building.
what was happening at the location.
Sorry, yeah,
As one user commented, it's against core and food safety violations in the health department. But it seemed For Life was already aware of this, replying, "Oh, I know, but when your job is at stake, most employees will do what they are told. We didn't sell it on our shift, but the closing crew will." 2 days after the video was posted, For Life allegedly received a call from his boss.
She called me and said I'm fired. I was like, that's...
Dude, what the fuck is this? Like, look, the face and the hair. If you want to look like a guy, get rid of a lot of this hair. It will be easier for you.
Fine, but what about what you said to serve, what you told the employees to do to serve expired
Is this even a
food?
guy? I don't even know.
She ended up hanging up on me.
Then he
That's the thing. When it comes to all this testosterone reduction shit, it's like, how do I even know the guys even look like guys? Look, Scurvy is bi and all that, but it's like, I'm not attracted to, ambivalent people, for lack of a better phrase. Like, I'm not attracted to that. It's like, I like guys who look like men and women who look like women. It's not that hard to understand. If you're eating like shit, if you've been, brought up in a shitty gene pool or whatnot, or anything else that will make you look more feminine, it's like, I don't want that confusion.
Claimed HR called, threatening legal action if he didn't follow her request.
She didn't want anything to do with anything but me taking out.
Well, Scurvy, you're not bi, you're confused. No, I'm not confused, actually. That's the funny thing. I'm actually not confused at all. It's, that's the thing. Autism spectrum plus testosterone. Oh, boy. That's a combination and a half. Hey, K-Plan, how's it going? Sorry, I was just watching this video. My bad.
On my video.
But the video stayed up. A small act of defiance against the...
Oh, Dr. Fourth Wall even has a comment here. I worked for a fast food restaurant back when I was 14, and I saw maggots in the ice cream machine? Dude! I told my boss, and she said, for safety reasons, this has to be kept private. Oh my god, dude! No wonder why people don't want to eat at fast food places. Huh, I wonder if Chaz is bi in that case. No, Chaz is not bi, Noctis. Don't worry. Chaz is straight. I'm straight. I'm straight, Clyde Cash. No, just kidding. But yeah, Chaz is most certainly straight. But for me, I would, since he's big autistic. Oh my god, no. Not every bi person is autistic. I'll tell you that. For me, it's just like, I'm kind of real. I don't know. I don't feel like getting into this right now. I've gone into it on other streams. Garrett Grant says, yet they hardly fire employees putting specialized... Oh, god damn it. Zinc mayo in their food. God damn it. Oh, man. I would never swallow zinc in the life of me.
A powerful business. Yet not every fast food failure is a business putting customer satisfaction below financial gain. Sometimes chains just gravely miscalculate what their clientele actually wants. Take, for example, one of Starbucks' latest ventures in caffeinated beverages, the Oleato line. First launched in Milan before making its way to the US in March 2023, this was
just keep your personal life private. It's the best way. Well, yeah, though, if I want to say faggot on this YouTube channel, well, I gotta disclose that fact about me being bi. It's called plausible deniability, Shinobi.
Coffee with a twist, the addition of Partana extra virgin olive oil. And while some were on board with the infusions of European flair in the chain's signature cafe lattes, blonde espressos, and cold brews,
I might add this in. Maybe not every day, but this is pretty good.
To other customers, this was proof that even something as simple as coffee could be butchered.
It's like an oil spill on your...
Dude, what the fuck? That's gross as shit. Oh my god, like... You have the brown and the yellow. That is not a good color mixture. Oh my god, that's gross. once again, this is another video that I've listened to a lot when I'm at work, but I haven't really seen it proper. But holy shit a moly, that is gross.
Iced coffee. You can just see the ooey olive oil like on the sides of the drink.
When they say infused with olive oil, they actually just mean that there will.
Heck, Scurvy, you could use that as an advantage if YouTube tries to ban. Oh yes, that's what I try to do. That's the thing. I know that I could use that as an advantage. But anyways, let's get back to this fucking piece of shit coffee here. Like, oh my god, that looks just ugly as fuck. Just like this chick right here, because she has a nose ring. Tastes like custard.
Will be a layer of olive oil sitting on top of your drink.
You don't like that drink. Admit it. Order that drink right now and drink that. I like the drink. I think.
Oh man, like I don't think Dreamy Bowl would want to drink that drink. Considering Dreamy Bowl is like it's like Chronos. Oh man, that's not fun.
I think it's a drink. I like.
What in the world? Oh!
Yeah, no. 100% no for me.
But it wasn't just the taste that had customers
You think your fucking drink at Starbucks is gonna have the quality of somebody homemaking whatever that is in Italy with like fresh olives from the grove that they're plucking? And
dude, Italy, Greece is where olive oil is really from. The Greeks were always great with that shit.
processing right in their kitchen. You think you're gonna get the same taste from some bottled up shit processed from God knows where, distributed to tens of hundreds of thousands probably locations of Starbucks, sitting on shelves for months at a time, and you're gonna get a taste of that Italian goodness? Beta! Keep on cooking, baby. Go give them all your money.
Concerned about the novel concept, but the effects that had more than a few people running to the bathroom.
Olive oil's been used as a natural laxative for like centuries. Are people just realizing this? And also, coffee already makes you poop. So Starbucks is selling you poop potion and people...
Oh my god, look at this guy. Okay. I've had quite a lot to drink tonight, and I didn't even know what this guy is reminding me of. I thought this guy would have been a bit more attractive, but no, that's not going to be the fucking case.
People are angry that it's making them poop. You don't want to poop, don't buy the poop potion.
Yet others pointed out that the line's laxative effects could be spun in the company's favor.
Noctis says, most of that olive oil is based in California, where they heavily spray it with Roundup. Oh god, I would not want my olive oil sprayed with Roundup. Roundup is fucking poisonous.
New marketing campaign. Starbucks new weight loss coffees. Well, I know what to drink before my next colonoscopy. This isn't the only item on Starbucks' menu that left customers with stomach troubles. Ever heard of the chain's chicken maple butter and egg sandwich? Well,
alright, hold on. Give me 1 second and we'll get right to that. We're gonna play that music again from Sky High Sunday. Give me like a minute or 3. I'll be right back. Okie dokie. Let's see. Let's see the comments before we get back to the video here. I'm just gonna have the tab up here. Cheers, brother. I'm a functional drinker, so I can never really get drunk. Beers today, and later on a lime and feijoa cider. Should be nice. Right now, pairing my beer with a spicy ramen. Ooh, that's cool. I think Roundup is banned in my country. Noctis says, yeah, it's banned in most countries since it has similar properties to Agent Orange. I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised at all if it has any similar properties to Agent Orange.
Well, it wouldn't be surprising if it slipped under your radar. After all, last summer the sandwich was only added to the menu for less than a week before it disappeared from the chain. As it turned out, hundreds of customers as well as baristas had allegedly experienced abdominal pain, vomiting, and diarrhea after consuming the sandwich. Some even claimed to find bones, tendons, and raw meat, as one user took to Twitter with a disturbing image of the pink inside of her sandwich, writing, "What the hell, Starbucks? I'm pregnant trying to enjoy my chicken sandwich and it's raw."
You're pregnant, and your first thought is, let me eat Starbucks garbage. A cafe shop, not known for food, but adds food to increase their bottom line. Your idea as a mother is to put this in your body.
Bruh. Oh god, oh god, oh god. Like, if I were to get a, virgin chick pregnant or something, I would try to feed her with the best quality shit I could find. Why? Because I care about her, and I also care about how the child is gonna come out. I know the child is gonna come out autistic, because their dad is on the spectrum, but I want them to have a greater chance at actually being able to function in the world. And do you know what you do to help them being able to function in the world? You feed them good shit. You don't feed them the chicken McNuggets. You don't feed them the Starbucks chicken sandwich. You feed them the good shit. That's all you do. You feed them the good shit. Both your wife and the kid. I know, autistic children are not the greatest when it comes to, taste and all that. But I've always liked meat. Like, literally, every autistic kid in the world likes meat. The thing is, you can't feed them goy slop. Even if you want to feed them chicken nuggets, make them yourself. There's a YouTube channel, I forget his name, but he makes like better fried chicken than like Popeyes could. That's saying something. I'm being serious here too.
Others appear.
This is why you need to get a woman that knows how to cook. It's becoming more and more important today. If she can't cook, next her ass. I'm telling you.
Basically.
The future of your family depends on it.
Here to comment on the dark but possible outcomes of consuming the sandwich. POV, I'm taking you to an MRI of what's left of your intestines after you had the Starbucks maple chicken sandwich. Me FaceTiming my manager after someone unalived from choking on a bone in the new maple chicken sandwich.
What? Dude, someone actually unalived from eating a chicken sandwich. Oh my god.
Sandwich. With the increasing number of horror stories involving the sandwich circulating online, the Seattle-based coffee house had to act quickly. According to a message an alleged Starbucks employee posted to TikTok, 6 days after the sandwich was launched, corporate sent out a memo for stores to stop selling and discard the sandwich immediately. A statement from the company claimed the sandwich did not meet Starbucks' quality standards, and a recall was issued. Although
what?
Let me translate for you. People are upset that this shit is so garbage. It can't even be classified shit. It is below shit standard.
What exactly is below shit? I wonder. I really do wonder. Satanor says that's true. Also, learn to cook for yourselves too. Yeah, I said that earlier throughout the stream too. It's like that is important. And Noctis says, yeah, never become useless. Precisely. Even if you're on the autism spectrum, like, you could learn how to do things if you really put your mind to something. It's true. Like, not only do I want to be a decent librarian, but I also want to be a decent cook too. And not just because, Scurvy, you're a feminine man. It's just like, no, cooking is a skill everybody should learn. You should learn how to make meals that taste good. And Noctis says, yeah, never become useless. Oh yeah, I read that. Once again, I've had a lot to drink tonight.
Standards. Our customers are actively dying eating this garbage, and that's okay because they still spent money. But the problem is they're sharing it on social media and making videos. That means we're going to lose money.
Guys.
That means now we have to do something. Not when we did the quality checks and put the product out on hundreds of thousands of stores. After, when people were complaining. And we may be losing money, boys. The shareholders are not appreciative of that. Take it off. But Jim, hold on. Find a way to bring it back. And then we'll just repackage it and give it a different name because we already bought too many of these goddamn sandwiches and we're...
Yeah, that's basically what happens. It's like, supply and demand. Even if you find a way to get the item off of the menu, they're going to try and find another way to get it back on there. They're just going to call it something different.
We're not losing this money.
They said it wasn't related to listeria or salmonella. And this wasn't the only recall from the chain. In September...
Right. Another side note on that. FDA didn't make us do this. We just did it ourselves. Before regulators, wink, wink, that work for us had to get in and tell us some shit.
Yeah, the regulators of these products too. Yeah, do you not think that the FDA gives money to companies like Starbucks or McDonald's? That's something else too. I keep having to hammer this over and over again, but a lot of the problems with this has to do with money. The FDA or whatever government health organization gives money to these companies. That's a problem.
That way, wink, wink, we don't get sued because wink, wink.
Satunar says, both my parents and most of my grandparents were great cooks, so I had a really tasty childhood. For a child to be raised on goy slop is worse than a tragedy. It is all but neglect. Exactly, Satunar. My mom cooked some really good homemade shit. The problem is, she was trying to be environmentally conscious. I'm not going to let that happen with my kids. They're going to be eating grass-fed, grass-finished beef. I don't have to worry much about spending because of the fact they're going to be homeschooled. I'm going to have a home computer and, of course, a computer for myself. But at the same time, I'd have a wife that knows how to cook. That's the most important thing.
We did it before anybody noticed. That's how good our quality is.
2022, cans of Starbucks' vanilla espresso triple shot were also taken off of shelves. And this time, it wasn't because of any ingredient gone bad. No, the problem was that the drinks were contaminated with shards of metal. This means any unwitting consumer gulping down their daily caffeine fix could have ended up with dental issues, choking, or lacerations in the gastrointestinal system. There's a lesson here. Carefully examine your food before you eat it. As our next story will prove, there's no telling what could be hiding inside. Subway, eat fresh. At least, that's what the tagline claims. But with the Irish Supreme Court ruling that the chain's bread has too high a sugar content...
Dude, what the... I mean, I already kind of knew this already, but still, what the actual fuck? Bread should not have that much sugar in it. There's a reason why. Don't even eat at Subway. There's a reason why to not eat at Subway. I'm still kind of shocked that even somewhere like Jersey Mike's or Jimmy John's doesn't have that much sugar in their bread. Obviously, bread will have sugar because the population is are sugar addicts. However, If your bread is that fucking sugary that you can't even call it bread, that's a problem. Who doesn't drink yummy. Who doesn't drink metallic shards, says Sassadar. Yeah, and then continuing on from my comment. Yeah, it's legally classified as cake here. I've eaten Subway once in the last decade and it nearly made me puke. Oh my god, dude. I would not be surprised if it was the bread. I mean, I don't know about the cold cuts. Maybe they're poisonous too. But, yeah. The bread is just sugar.
And to be legally classified as such, and a 2020...
The fucking bread isn't real. It's too high in sugar to be called bread? I heard it all. That's it, dude. That's it. You are.
That's it.
100% if you shop and get your food from fast food joints or any restaurant that's not probably high end with a well-renowned...
Noctis says, oh yeah, you might want to check your spices as well. I heard from my local area, some autistic kids, some people with my disability died because their mom made oatmeal with arsenic-laden cinnamon. Dude, that's arsenic! Arsenic is not meant to be in food! Dude, wait, hold on. Arsenic! Arsenic is one of the most poisonous things in the fucking world for us humans! You're telling me people are actually feeding people with arsenic because they're disabled? No! God damn it, no! I don't know how to go about that. People aren't that fucking crazy to cure their kids of autism and they're using fucking arsenic? Dude! No! That's not cool! If I can find the article, I'll put it in. DM that to me. I'll definitely read it off stream because holy shit, that's awful! Dude! What the actual fuck? Why put do people not know how poisonous arsenic is? Arsenic! You could die from it even at a touch! You could die from that if you fucking touch it!
Chef that, absolutely his whole business depends on his reputation.
Beta man.
Wow.
One lawsuit filed against the business that alleged what the chain uses as...
Satunor says, you should try to get more iodine in your diets too. I don't know about elsewhere, but the U.S. stopped iodizing its bread decades ago, and now everyone's deficient in it. Iodine, I might be okay in that. I think last time I had my blood checked, I was okay in that. It's probably because I eat a lot of meat.
As tuna doesn't contain tuna or fish at all.
And I don't want to shit on all the mom and pop restaurants that are working real hard. It's owned. It's a family business. This message really goes out to franchises. If there's more than one location, absolutely put it in this restaurant is shit pile. If it is not a unique one of one location where the owner is actively working in there, next.
This is where I get that advice from.
Might be inclined to believe the opposite, especially considering what happened at one of Subway's establishments in 2015. See, while the film Ratatouille might make a rat in a restaurant look like a charming experience, it seems the magic of Disney doesn't translate to real life, at least not when the rodent is in the center of your sandwich. This is exactly the predicament Jay Armstead found himself in when he visited a Subway in Lincoln City, Oregon with his friend Matt Jones. The server had just finished preparing his friend's teriyaki chicken sandwich with a scoop of spinach when she started on Jay's Italian sub. However, this time, when the server dished the spinach onto the sandwich, there was a little extra surprise nestled among the greens. A horrifying moment.
Oh god, this is why you don't go to Subway, people. You just don't. The people there, they do not care about the quality of the food. They're just there to make a paycheck.
Friend Matt Jones recalled for USA Today.
No way.
Behind the counter said it's a dead mouse, and I laughed. I said, "There's no way, no friggin' way."
And now faced with a situation you'd have to see to believe, the friend took a photo as evidence of what happened.
Yeah, I laughed the most. Jay was in complete utter shock, and the lady behind the counter didn't even know what to say or do.
In the end, the server offered them a refund and to make new sandwiches. Matt's response?
No, I'm good. I'll probably never eat here again.
Subway disposed of the products in the sandwich unit after this finding, and the health department gave them a clean bill of health.
Of course.
However, anyone who ordered spinach from that location earlier that month could have consumed food tainted by a dead rodent. And unfortunately, mice aren't the only critters that can ruin a perfectly good meal.
Satanar says, Subway probably isn't doing too well over here due to the many delis about the place, where you could get hot chicken rolls, which are objectively superior, and sometimes very high quality. Well, I don't know, Satanar. I don't live in here. Nah, just kidding. No doubt the food quality y'all get over in the EU. I don't know what part of the EU you're in. I'm going to assume Irish, maybe? But I would not expect things to be that bad over there compared to over here, where it's like, oh, I'm just gonna leave a dead rat in the fucking lettuce. Yeah, that's Rio quality right there. Dead rat in the lettuce.
2022, health inspections at a Dunkin' Donuts in Miami found 6 violations, including moldy ice machines, an employee failing to wash their hands before handling food, and what else? Oh yeah, flies finding a home on the chain's namesake.
Can I talk to somebody about the inspection?
No, I can't, sweetie, I can't.
No. Flies landing on the donuts?
No.
And
what, you think like hourly workers give a shit? Go to corporate, ask corporate what's going on. Like you're going to this lady's just clocking in, bro. Like I need to make some money in this piece of
say isme as Iranak Scurvy. I don't know. I don't know gay like my guy. I barely know like a Farsi, and I'm part Iranian. I should know a little bit more Farsi than that. Shinobi says, who's worse for brand names? Dylan oh god, the influencer from Bloodlight, or Jared from Subway. They're both bad. I don't think there's an equivalency here. They're both bad. Garrett Grant says, I'm surprised they didn't add the part about the part from glass found in the there's glass in there too? Dude, what the fuck?
shit place hiring and got no other options. Probably is my second or third part-time job. Got to make ends meet. The economy's terrible. Pension isn't going to pay for everything.
It's pretty funny to hear you contort your tongue around it, though. Yeah, there's a reason why. It's called YouTube.com. You kind of have to.
I'm just here trying to live. You think she gives a fuck about the quality of the food or some flies on donuts? Come on, man.
While the occasional bug in a restaurant might be inevitable, the establishment had already received warnings about their insect problem earlier that year.
Think about what flies land on when you take your dog out, and what they land on when you pass a dumpster. What they could have landed on before they landed on the donuts here.
And perhaps more importantly, think of what flies might do after they land.
Oh, God, I didn't mean to pause right here. I meant to pause on the donuts. But when it comes to the donuts, the flies are going to go like, I'm about to come. No, I'm kidding. But the flies are actually going to do shit like that. They're going to try and reproduce on the food you eat. Just be careful when you eat goy slop.
See, when South Wales NHS worker Alex Craven was biting into the last piece of chicken in his KFC bucket, he noticed something peculiar in the deep-fried meat.
Dude, look at this white shit right here. This is not ordinary mold. This is not ordinary mold at all. These are maggots. These are baby flies that people are biting into. Satanor says, "Don't worry, Scurvy. Hardly anyone can actually pronounce Irish words. Even most Irish people don't even get it exactly right." Yeah, I'm part Irish, but I don't know a lick of Gaelic, Satanor. But hey, I mean, if you're down to teach me some Gaelic, I mean, I don't mind. I don't mind at all. Maybe I should be in touch with my beer drinking relatives, even though I hate beer.
White grains. And when the 22-year-old inspected the grains closer, he came to a nausea-inducing realization. Those weren't grains in his chicken, but...
Wait, those kind of look like... Hold on, let's go back. Those kind of look like eyes, and around here looks like a mouth. And he's like, I don't know what this piece of chicken reminds me of, but it's like, oh yeah, I'm so rough and tough. Oh yeah, like the mouth is right there. Is the fucking pompadour is right there too.
To a nausea-inducing realization. Those weren't grains in his chicken, but eggs. To be specific, Alex believed they were fly eggs. And if you think this is an isolated incident, think again. There have been several other cases exactly like this. One involving a woman from Auckland, New Zealand, who only noticed the egg after she was 4 pieces into an 8-pack of wings. I was sick to my stomach, and then I was worrying because I'm breastfeeding my baby too, Taryn Cumming told News Source Stuff. And while becoming sick from these...
by the way, don't eat fast food when you're breastfeeding!
Eggs is unlikely, it's not impossible. According to Medical News Today, fly larvae can ingest the bacteria that flies pick up throughout the day, possibly transmitting salmonella or E. coli to those who unintentionally ingest.
So, do you want to know how flies transplant nutrients to their maggots? It's not pretty. It's not fucking pretty. They basically feed it like a bird would, to their babies. But the thing is, the maggots are right in your food. That's the problem. They're right in your fucking food supply.
Awesome.
Eggs. And then there's that nasty truth of what fly eggs hatch into, maggots. And those are exactly what an Australian man claimed he found in his piece of KFC chicken.
Oh,
Right.
God.
On Facebook, Martin Bates wrote, "If this doesn't put you off KFC, nothing will. This came with extra
Kentucky Fried Maggots. Great.
googly things. I just take it up."
They're already frying bugs. That's gross as shit. What the fuck? That's gross. Oh my god, that's gross as shit.
A bite and it tasted funny. I can eat most things, but when they wiggle in your mouth, that's not so good. Adding barbecue sauce, not going to fix it. But bugs aren't the only potential danger KFC customers should be aware of. In 2022, a woman in Newport, Wales was eating the establishment's Zinger burger when she noticed something was off. As I got to the thicker bit and bit into it, I felt my teeth go right through the chicken. Kind of like the way it feels when the knife goes through raw chicken when you're cutting it, Michelle Courtney told Wales Online. She immediately recoiled from the slimy sensation. The meat was raw. A fact even...
Good God, like, not even the machines are good enough to say, oh, the chicken's done. No, you can't even do that. That's nauseating. That's gross as shit.
Workers couldn't deny when she showed them the burger.
God.
There were a couple of people in the queue while I was at the counter, and they actually canceled their orders when they heard what had happened, Michelle said. Again, she was far from the first person this had happened to. Various other customers have alleged experiencing the same thing, with some even claiming to receive chicken with vital fluids still on it. And that's not all that's made customers leaving.
Dude, what the fuck? Like, people are that God damn, I knew people were lazy, but not that fucking lazy. And once again, I've seen this video before too. It's like, like when I was sober, I wasn't too shocked about it, but now after listening to it for like, a few months from now, it's just like, oh my god, that's gross as fuck. That's horrific.
KFC locations never want to come back. One customer was enjoying a chicken burger from one of the chain's establishments in Suffolk, England, when she bit into something hard. Thinking it was a bone, I pulled it from my mouth.
Edging is so hard.
Lucia Richardson told Metro. When it had finally come out and I looked at it, I was nearly physically sick. Lucia had pulled a chunk of metal out of her burger. And no, this wasn't the chain's twisted version of a surprise bag. An investigation by the company concluded that the metal likely came from a plastic brush KFC used to bread the chicken. And while KFC claimed there were robust procedures and checks in place to prevent this from happening, those evidently failed in this case. And this wasn't the only goodie a customer unknowingly left a KFC location with. While chicken feet are a popular snack amongst different cultures when prepared and cooked properly, it's not something a Liverpool woman wanted.
I'm not sure if I'd want to try chicken feet anytime soon. I think that's kind of gross
to find in her Wicked Zinger meal from the restaurant. I love KFC, but I don't think I'll ever eat it again.
Bruh.
I've worked around food and I know about health and safety. They need to up their standards, Stacey Kenny told local publication Liverpool Echo. However, a KFC spokesperson believed the patron was mistaken and claimed what Stacey believed was a chicken's foot was actually breading from the burger bun. But the debate over whether this was a chicken's foot or bread masquerading as one doesn't erase the chain's track record. From a location in Washington that continued serving the public, despite the outside area allegedly being overrun with rats, both deceased and alive, to creepy crawly.
Gross. Shinobi says metal came from a plastic brush. No fucking way. These people are liars. There's a reason why you don't want to eat goy slop anymore. There's a reason why I don't eat that shit anymore. I don't know what's in it. You could say it's ignorance on my part, and yeah, I'd agree with that, but now I know what is in this shit.
Found in drinks and food, the chain's plummeting reputation isn't the
Satanar says, I probably wouldn't try chicken feet, bones, and, I probably wouldn't try chicken feet, but bones and marrow can be nice. Yeah, that's true. The feet, yeah, that's not something I'd exactly want to have soup from, but marrow or bones, like, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. That's actually pretty good. I like bone marrow.
Result of one allegation, but many. Yet the food isn't always to blame when it comes to fast food scandals.
The chicken bones,
with that in mind, if you have a tingling sensation in your throat when eating out, it could be
that chick was like, I'm coming. No, just kidding.
In your best interest to leave the restaurant, and fast. At least, that's a symptom some of the 18 customers at Panera Bread in Massachusetts experienced, along with skin irritation and difficulty breathing before they fell ill. But what required 5 of these patrons to be rushed to the local hospital? Well, it turned out it was an issue with the air quality, not the bottles. Either a gas leak from the air conditioning system or carbon monoxide poisoning were the likely culprits.
Wait. No way is it carbon monoxide poisoning. No, it had to do something with the food itself.
Neither of which would be a first for the chain. And sometimes, health hazards are simply what companies fail to disclose. Take, for example, Chick-fil-A's grilled fillets and chicken nuggets. Well, unbeknownst to consumers.
Have you noticed that in every one of these videos that they show side by side, look at how the men look? Have you guys noticed that?
Dude, he has a point here. The guys look like beta males. Ever since I stopped eating fast food, I noticed that my face has started looking a little bit more masculine. And wouldn't you know, it largely has to do with the fact that I'm eating better food. Let's see the chat. Noctis says, well, I tried scouring Google for the arsenic story, but it seems they scrubbed it. Well played, Google. Well played, Google. Well played. Look it up on Brave if you have it, or some other alternate web browser that isn't Google Internet Explorer or Opera GX. Sotner says, "What the fuck? What the fuck? How do 5 people get carbon monoxide poisoning?" And Shinobi says, "You are what you eat." That's good. If you eat goy slop, you are what you fucking eat. I'm glad I haven't eaten that shit in a while. And I don't want to keep eating. I don't want to eat that shit anymore.
Every single man in all these videos, have you noticed? What are we at here? 2015. Look at what this guy looks like. Hold on. These are people that consume fast food. Do you see what they look like? That's a man, a male, a male, a male. Already, as a child, look what it's doing to him.
Unbeknownst to consumers, these meals contained an undeclared dairy allergen, one of the most common allergies in infants and children, with symptoms that range from mild to life-threatening. And while the chain worked to remove the allergen by fall 2022,
starting October 28th, it will be safe for you again.
Even when the ingredients at a fast food chain are perfectly up to snuff, customers can still get sick. See, when you order from a restaurant, you're not only putting your trust in the establishment to follow health precautions, but also in the person in charge of preparing your meal. And what happens when an employee betrays this trust? Well, the story of Jenna Vogt is definitely a worst-case scenario. In July 2022, Jenna ordered a double cheeseburger combo from a Wendy's in St. Rose, Louisiana, a meal that allegedly led to unforeseen health complications, including severe sepsis, E. coli, septic shock, cerebral hemorrhage, and acute GI bleeding. What? The customer claimed the burger was contaminated with a preformed toxin. As for the cause of the contamination, that would allegedly be poor hand washing procedures, along with improper inspection and washing of the product. This alleged oversight led Jenna to spend about 2 months in the hospital, which put us.
If you're gonna be flipping burgers, wear some fucking gloves. Wash your hands and wear some fucking gloves. That's the last thing you'd want, is for a customer to get sick. Let's see, Satanar says, where was the arsenic one again? All these are starting to run together a bit for me. I see.
Strain on her marriage, mental health, and bank account, leading Jenna and her husband to sue the chain for $75,000 in damages in 2023. But while this alleged fast food fumble ended in a lawsuit, most don't. Typically, disgruntled customers are simply offered refunds, vouchers, or apologies and sent on their way. And sure, these tactics can smooth over situations, but they fail to address the problem that's been leaving customers with a bad taste in their mouths that can't so easily be washed out. After hearing these stories, the choice to give up fast food might sound easy, but for those that depend on these low-cost meals, calling it quits isn't so simple. This means it's all the more important that everyone continues to shed light on the mistakes chains are making.
Just got it from McDonald's. Look at that. Is that normal?
As, at the very least, the public deserves to be informed on what they're putting into their bodies.
This stuff can get people really sick.
This is a story of fast food sickness and all the ways convenience can come with more drama.
Oh, that's fucking gross, man. If that doesn't convince you to not get goy slop, I don't know what will. This video alone, like, not just from Bo's reaction, but just this video alone, like, holy shit, like, this shit, I remember seeing this on the day that it came out. I was, like, hungover as shit, but still, it's just like, oh my god, I'm glad I don't eat this shit anymore. I'm glad that even though I feel kind of tired, it's just like, I don't have to worry about, like, maggots in my stomach. That could get pretty fucking nasty. Like, no, I'm being serious here, too. That could get fucking nasty. I've seen... Alright, so here is our first ear workout for the night. I have seen an old woman get maggots pulled out from her eyes. Yep, take that for what you will.
Drawbacks than customers bargained for.
I bet you the comment section is ruthless. I worked as a health inspector for 14 years. If you've had seen the things I've seen in the kitchens of restaurants, you'd stay home and cook your own meals. Preach, brother. Remember, no one is stopping you from cooking your own meals. Once you discover the link between eating right and feeling good, you'll never want McDonald's again. As an ex-employee of McDonald's, I can't stress how far away you should be from McDonald's at all times. As a former employee of McDonald's back in '82, we took great pride in serving safe food. The management was on top of their game. It's really sad how things have changed.
Do you want to know why things have changed? It's mainly because of money.
I think the problem is nobody cares about anything anymore, just like I said earlier. From the employees that don't clean the restaurants all the way to the factory workers who prepare the food for the restaurants, society is really going downhill fast. I was a manager at McDonald's once upon a time, yet the frappe and ice cream machines get disgusting. This is why there are policies and procedures in place to clean them. If cleaned properly, it takes a minimum of 3 hours to do. This is supposed to be done during the deep night or overnight shifts, which is why at a good restaurant, fraps and ice cream aren't available after 10 p.m. because the machine is offline and someone is cleaning it to SOP for health and safety. If you can order and get a frap or ice cream after 10 p.m., danger, danger. They aren't.
So, you know that I play Guilty Gear Strive, right? There is actually a announcement in that game that goes like, danger. And that's basically what this comment is saying is, don't get an ice cream at McDonald's at like after 10 p.m. because that's like danger.
Cleaning the machines. What's ridiculous is that fast food is now often around the same price as what you could get in a sit-down restaurant. Something I've noticed working in restaurants over 15 years is your higher-ups are corrupt. All they care about is money. If they think they can get away with selling something, they will. A gentleman that worked at McDonald's found himself in
Noctis says, the one I heard about was kids getting sick from it because the machines chopping and crushing the spices contaminated the spices? How do you contaminate spice without literally like just taking off the spice from the raw chicken or beef or something? What the fuck? Dude.
In my squad in the U.S. Army, and the stories he told me made me think that no one should be eating fast food ever. There you go.
All right, so basically that's this video. All right, I'm gonna be like a minute or two. Let's see. I'm actually gonna play a different song here. We're gonna play Rosalina's Ice World from Mario Kart 8. Yeah, we're gonna be playing an extended version of that before we get to the regular cancellation. So enjoy the song. Okie dokie. Alright, we're gonna make this regular cancellation kind of quick tonight. It's another video, but I think it's pretty important here for the topic of this stream tonight. It has a lot to do with the big food industry, but let's take a look at the comments first before we continue. Noctis says, let's see. The one I heard about was kids getting sick from it because the machines chop. Oh, I already read that one. That was the autistic kid's story I heard about. The mother was blindsided from it because it was entirely McCormick's fault. Just can't find the article now on either Google or Brave. Probably on Brave. But we have our regular cancellation right here, and it's all about big food. And turns out big food is pushing a lot of the shit on people. Wouldn't you know? Big food having impacts on people's thoughts. let's take a watch. We have a video from Infinite Elgintensity. It's a good video from him. It's part of his Exercises in Futility series. So let's continue.
It's a returning champion, Elgintensity, aka Damon Trapgarian. 3 Instagram dimwits collaborated on a video that argued for food neutrality, the idea that there are no good or bad foods, without mentioning the need for moderation or caloric restriction. The first brainlet in the video was Blair Imani, the creator.
So who is this Blair Imani person? Well, I mean, judging from her body, I mean, I bet she's kind of fat, but not so fat that she's unattractive. Let's see, her, black, okay, you don't look, quote unquote, black to me. I don't know if you have some sub-Saharan African in your blood. Bisexual, okay, that's kind of putting a bad name on bisexual guys like myself. And Muslim, okay, no, that's just an incompatibility right there. You cannot be bisexual and Muslim. That isn't that like strictly forbidden in Islam? So yeah, I don't know why you're wearing the fucking hijab in this other one right here, but regardless, yeah, I'm not looking forward to watching this.
Creator of a popular web series in which she talks to herself. When they say that increasing the amount of space you occupy makes you more relatable to fat people, this is not what they mean. Let's hear from this bizarre multiverse variant of the Hodge twins.
I got donuts. Those are so bad for you. Oh no, are they moldy? I mean, are they poisoned? Are you allergic? No, I'm just saying. You're judging my food choices based.
The thing is, some food choices are completely justifiable. It depends. How much do you do at the gym? How much, like, do you do anything else after the gym? Like, some days, like, I do Muay Thai. And do you want to know how intensive Muay Thai can be? Like, that can burn, like, 800 calories. Like, for an hour. Because of how much I'm doing. So, bitch, don't be telling me, oh, are they moldy? Are they... Like, look, some foods are just not good for you. Like, when it comes to a donut made at, like, locally, I'm not gonna get sick from that. But, like, Dunkin' Donuts, that's gonna make me fucking sick. Literally, that's what happened before. I was like, oh, I had a donut. And I was like, oh, that made me feel fucking sick. But when I had a donut made from a local bakery, I was like, oh, that's pretty good. I didn't feel sick from that. But wouldn't you know, if you don't do enough, a donut is still not good for you. And even if you do enough, a donut is not good enough for you. A donut is a snack. If you view it as a snack, that is fine. But if you view it as sustenance, that's a problem.
Based on a false standard of health again, aren't you? Guilty.
She looks like Gina from Martin, but instead of getting stuck in a headboard, her head's stuck up her ass. Donuts are calorie dense, full of sugar, and low in nutrients.
Exactly. Elgin explains it the best. High in calories, low in nutrients.
They don't need to contain poison to be bad or junk. It's okay to have one occasionally, but your health will worsen if you eat a lot of them without a balanced diet and high enough activity level. She later stated, "Note, I am deleting all comments that come from the stance of, well, actually, insert food is bad for you, because these comments show that you did not even internalize the lesson and are adamant on not participating in learning today. And no, this is not silencing because you can talk about moralizing food on your page, not mine."
Would it come as a shock to you that this bitch is sponsored by Big Food? I bet it wouldn't surprise you. That's the thing. Big Food loves to just shove this shit down your throat because it increases their profit margins.
Challenging ideas is a critical part of learning, and preventing that is silencing. If you internalize her lesson, then you'll eventually have to see a specialist in internal medicine.
Diet culture, fat phobia, and systems of oppression.
So who's this bitch right here? Black nutritionist, Dr. Kara Nimb Dip. Eat without guilt, respect your body, embrace your Oh, whoa, 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 whoa! I thought it was you type of people who was like, oh, you know, food should be spread around everywhere. But geez, learn what this woman is involved with. Yeah.
Have created false hierarchies of food, and it shows up everywhere.
What doesn't show up anywhere in her videos is the fact that she works for a junk food company.
Yep. That's the thing. Elgin just pointed that shit out right now. She works for a junk food company. Do you want to know why? She says, oh, ma decolonization, ma eat bad foods. That's why. She works for Mondelez. Like, it's literally right there. Mondelez. You'll see why Mondelez isn't such a good company.
Mondelez sells a wide variety of cookies and other processed foods.
Yeah.
The company's based in Chicago, where dying from a biscuit is a big enough problem already. Her job is to identify new health/nutrition innovation opportunities and drive the scientific evidence strategy to promote brands and support the business. It looks like her strategy is to deny the scientific evidence. As for systems of oppression, no one's being forced to eat mayonnaise by the jar, and most Americans have access to nutritious food. She also says that
that's something else too. People like to bring up the whole food desert thing, and yet the thing is, you could get decently healthy foods at like bodegas. Like the thing is, people just buy the unhealthy shit because it's all I've ever known. Oh geez, Louise, I don't want to eat that apple. I want to eat the Pop-Tart. Hey, Mr. Pliskin, Shinobi, Satunar, Snake, Mr. Pliskin, Puniti07. Welcome, everyone.
That we need to decolonize our plates, which makes no sense because everyone knows that nutritious foods aren't exclusive to one continent.
Basically, nutritious foods, like, they're all over the fucking world. Like, like, you have to be a fucking retard to think anything other than there's nutritious foods all over the planet. Like, if you think nutritious foods are only in one part of the world, you are legitimately retarded.
The only colonies that fat people need to worry about are the ones raiding their picnics.
For instance, harmful thought patterns like earning food through exercising,
Ugh.
or that dessert is the reward for the punishment of eating vegetables.
No, okay. Let's get this misconception out of the way. Dessert should be something that is a rare thing. If you don't exercise enough to eat that much sugar, don't eat the sugar. Eat the salad. It's not punishment. It's actually good for you.
Obese people don't reward themselves with dessert after eating vegetables. They essentially eat nothing but dessert because they get diet advice from vegetables.
Remember that you do not need to earn food.
Yes, you do. If your
Yes,
caloric
you do.
intake rivals that of Michael Phelps in his prime, then you'd better work it off like you're trying to win a gold medal, or you'll look like you're trying to win a blue ribbon.
Eldon, you put that very well. And I'm somebody who kind of likes to eat the sugary stuff every now and then. However, do you want to know what I do? I work out like crazy. I also do Muay Thai on, most Mondays and some Saturdays. So that kind of allows me to eat some more sugary stuff. Why? Because sugar can actually be helpful in recovering from injuries. Though in the future, I plan on eating a lot more fruit. Blueberries, blackberries, cantaloupe, more than just apples.
We are all incorrectly taught.
Oh, god damn it. I don't mean to pause the video again, but look at this fucking creature. It's so gross. Let's see. Noctis says, and you practice Muay Thai too? Yeah, I do. Yeah, I actually have like 4 years in karate experience, and it's gonna be, what is it, like 5 months soon that I've been practicing Muay Thai. By the time I go to grad school in Octus, I'm gonna be learning judo for about 2 years.
From a young age that our size and
Lizzo alert.
are markers of self-worth.
Good
and
one,
there's
Garrett.
the morbidly obese food expert. This one with Cinnabon on her mind and on her head.
What the fuck is this username? Savage X Fatty? Like, what the fuck?
That is Maya Fino. Her food choices, piled high on plates bigger than the lithospheres, made her that size, which then makes her body constantly malfunction. Between that and the fact that she has to cope this much about being fat, her self-worth is obviously really low. She's a plus-size model, so she probably thinks she looks like a snack. Except the snack is a melted Toblerone, one of Mondelese's many brands.
So this is a reason why I like to watch Elgin's stuff on this channel. It's because of roasts like this.
Moralizing food can lead to harmful relationships with food and disordered.
Have I ever done Tai Chi, Scurvy? I have not. I know some people who do, and no doubt Tai Chi it's actually pretty interesting in the sense that it's like a great form of yoga. It's not really a martial art, but it's a great way. I hear it's a good way to like relax, and it's also a good way to build discipline too. Let's see. Shinobi says, printing out a picture would cover the earth 3 times over. Damn, Shinobi, you're really good. You're really good at this. Better than I am. I didn't even think about that. But yeah, I'm obviously, if you guys come with good roasts, y'all are gonna get the credit for that, and I will credit you for it.
That harmful relationship with food is eating so much of it that it shortens your lifespan. She'd be smarter in seconds if she realized that she's fatter from seconds, and thirds, and fourths.
Instead of focusing on good and bad choices, try to approach food with neutrality in mind.
What?
You can stop ranking foods as an excuse to get fat, but obesity makes you S tier at developing diabetes.
Oh, that's true, and other disorders too.
She knows this, but doesn't say it because she's a nutritionist for a snack company. If I wanted to see Africans push junk food and hide their backgrounds to gain approval, I'd rewatch Coming to America.
The only food
That's a good one, Elgin.
foods that are bad for you are foods that contain allergens, poisons, and contaminants, or food that is spoiled or is otherwise inedible.
The problem is, like, chick, you are fucking massive, and you're not even showing your whole body. I don't think your phone can even do that. Like, I think that alone shows just how fucking massive you are. Like, do you want to know something, chick? It's pretty simple. Even though you're at a massive amount of weight, it's actually easier for you to start losing that weight just by stop eating the goy slop. It's that simple. You don't do enough to eat all the sugary shit you want.
And the ones that you overeat to the point that you have a higher risk of heart attacks, strokes, and keeping those doors behind you from...
Satanor says, let's go over Dr. Fourth Wall. I'm a blue belt in BJJ. Has helped me good, but I'm also getting training in Gun Fu. What's Gun... Yeah, I assume Gun Fu is something else. Satanor says, yeah, I heavily recommend it for both muscle relaxation, either post hard practice, and chiefly for movement. Oh, that's pretty cool. So if y'all are hearing this, practice Tai Chi for movement. It's the best for getting better movement I've ever done. Well, outside of actually fighting a lot, I guess. Dr. Fourthwall then says, looks like someone painted melted chocolate over our fridge. God, I swear, y'all are better at roasts than I am. Then again, I get drunk a lot, so the roasts don't come as naturally to me.
From opening all the way while you're sitting at your desk.
Eat without guilt.
Cut back the oxidant intake, creature lady, buy you 100%.
Apparently the Los Angeles Unified School District liked the original video and shared
What?
it as an Instagram.
Hold on a second. So, you're telling me, Elgin, you're telling me that actually, like, academic institutions are saying this shit is good? Gee, I wonder why. Noctis, the Human Slayer, says Tai Chi does feel good in the mornings with a side of warm coffee. That's interesting. Maybe I should probably start stretching a little bit in the morning then.
Story. The fat acceptance agenda seeping into the second biggest public school district in the U.S. is a more
Satanar says, I wouldn't want to try to hurt someone with it though. Anyone telling you it's a good martial art is either lying or stupid. Obviously, Tai Chi... Okay, Tai Chi isn't really a martial art. It's more of a relaxation kind of thing that allows you to get some of that aggression out. Tai Chi will not help you win in a fight compared to something like learning, jiu-jitsu, Brazilian or traditional, judo or Muay Thai, or even karate. Dr. Fourthwall says, to get good with roasts, just take notes from Chronic and practice it. That's good. That is good advice. It's more or less just like, it doesn't necessarily, once again, this is just primarily an autism thing. If it's something so noticeable, I could rip on it. But if it's not, that's a different story. But let's finish up this video.
Damaging leak than GTA 6. About 1 in 5 kids is obese in this country, so poor eating habits aren't just a problem for children in California. The last thing we need is a bunch of fake diet experts encouraging everyone to eat without restriction because there are no bad foods. A lot of body-positive activists, including 2 in this IG video, are also alphabet people. The fact that they promote...
Oh, gee, that's shocking. Even though Scurvy's bi, I don't associate with any of these people. I fucking hate them with all my guts. And the fact that they're not trying to, like, get in better shape and trying to improve their habits, that's also not a good look on someone like me. But at the same time, it just allows me to get a little bit more views here on my YouTube streams. Jokes aside, it's just like, there's a reason why these people take the easiest fucking ways out and not try to actually improve themselves. It's mainly because it's like, oh, well, I've already fucked up my life enough that I don't need to worry about, I could just fall under this label, and that means I'm protected from everything. Oh my goodness, I'm protected. That's a good thing. Shinobi says, take some cooking lessons. A group of chefs will teach you how to roast. That's a good one. I do know kind of how to cook a roast. I've seen my mom do it a lot of times throughout the years. And Noctis says, Chronic roasts are like the Muay Thai of the Manosphere. Yeah, Chronic is really good at roasting, but that's because he's been doing this a lot longer than I have. I've had channels in the past, but they weren't really made for roasting or whatnot. But yeah, I'm definitely going to ask some chefs on how to rate this fucking battleship of a person. I mean, you have the deck, like literally, the deck is right in the shoulders, and then you have some planes that are in the making in the hair. And then they basically take off at the tatas. Let's see. Mr. Pluskin says, Chaz got stuck in one of Lizzo's fat rolls searching for Yamcha. God. I'm sorry, Chaz. I'm sorry. But it looks like Yamcha is right around this area.
Food neutrality, rather than the notion of eating a colorful plate, means we found the one rainbow that doesn't represent them.
Zero! Oh man, this was quite the good cancellation. Elgin, I gotta thank you. Like, guys, subscribe to Infinite Elgin Tensity. This guy is base as fuck. He uploads like once a month, but the thing is, those once a month uploads are fucking glorious. Like, they talk about it so much, and considering that he, for a fitness guy, he's pretty big. Let's see, he has like 500,000 subscribers. That's pretty good. Like, go give him your sub. I highly recommend it. He's really funny too, especially if you go back in his earlier catalog from like 2014, 2016, all that. We might we might need to call Manic for a rescue mission. Once again, I don't think Manic likes chicks that fat. I don't know. And Noctis says, don't forget the famous touch of death questioning their body count. Oh my god. That's the thing. These chicks will have more of a body count than I do. I'm a virgin myself, virgin by choice. But still, like, holy fucking shit. Oh my god. Alrighty. But, before I end the stream, I do want to say, it's not shocking that Big Food would target influencers that promote the fat acceptance shit. Want to know why? I'll tell you why. It's mainly because of profit. Why profit? Well, that's the thing. In a corporatist society, companies were like, oh yeah, let's get as much money as we can. Well, I don't care about how good the product is. People are gonna buy it anyways. Mr. Pliskin says, overrated Puniti. But before we end the stream, I do want to say, basically, Big Food is promoting a lot more problems than it should be. Like, before a lot of this shit, Big Food was actually helpful to Americans. It was actually trying to get us fit and ready for, World War II, which, Scurvy is very much anti-war. And even then, I think the goal of, food in general should be to make us stronger. Not just for the sake of war. Not just so we could, hold a gun and just shoot other people. I think that's I think that's wrong. I think food should be something that helps us grow into better people. Helps us learn how to think. And helps us, grow some morals. But if you're eating poor food, I think you're going to have poor morals in life. But if you eat good food, I think you're going to have better morals in life. I think you're going to have good morals in life. Though, if you're a, somebody who likes to subjugate us goys, you're not gonna, I think you're gonna want to not be a good person. But anyways, Big Food tonight is canceled because they're now trying to use pushers like meth, like meth people use for, to keep people hooked on meth. And with that, Big Food is tonight canceled. Thanks for watching, everyone. I think I'm gonna play me some Guilty Gear and Mario Kart. Speaking of Mario Kart, next week's stream, actually there's gonna be two. I have some videos here for next Friday that is probably going to take me the whole fucking night to get through. So if I'm not really reading chat for next week, that's kind of why I do want to get through those videos kind of quickly. So if there's something really noticeable in chat, I will read it. But, definitely do feel free to comment. I will, once again, I'll be reading, but I may not exactly say what you wrote down. It's mainly because of time. But the day after that, that's going to be a special episode based, dedicated to all the tracks in Mario Kart 8, not just the Booster Course Pass. It's going to be a good one. Both shows are going to be a good one. I could promise you that. And Nocta says, wow, I can't believe this was a good 3 hours. Good stream. Yeah, it really was. It really was. We're about to reach the 3-hour mark soon. I'm shocked by that too. But in general, my streams are usually going to be on Saturdays because of the time, but next week there's definitely going to be a Friday and Saturday one. That's for sure. Before we end the stream here, Satanor says, "Peace out, gentlemen. This was a fun stream. Thanks again for the wrench." No problem, Satanor. I'm glad to have given it to you. I almost kind of forgot to give it. I almost forgot to give it to you before. But hey, that's good to hear. If you want to qualify for wrench status, I think you gotta be one of Chronic's viewers. But if you don't, I mean, you know, there's the Cash App in the description, or you could also be a loyal viewer of mine. You'll get mod status too. Noctis says, "Yeah, thanks for the wrench too. First time wrenching. Yeah, that's a good thing. I mean, most of the people here are gonna be Chronic viewers anyways, so I'm very much grateful for the view count." But anyways, I am going to play some Guilty Gear before I play some Mario Kart. So, thank y'all for watching, and I'll see y'all next week. I think next week's stream is going to be about modern women, so I think y'all will enjoy that a little bit more than here. Shinobi1 says, "Great show. Awesome work, brother." Thanks, Shinobi. I really do appreciate that. I appreciate all the comments I get on the show. But anyways, I will catch you guys later.